NBA rivalries are dead. Player rivalries, team rivalries, everything is dead. We are going to talk about NBA rivalries this week, or NBA rivalries today, and it's actually funny that this week happens to be NBA Rivals Week. So the NBA has scheduled certain rivalries or certain matchups that they believe could be potential rivalries, and we're going to talk about that and break this down. We've talked about it before, but it's a whole nother level that we need to dig into, because I believe that this may actually be what's one of the things that's going on with the NBA that happens to be a problem. But let's start with the biggest rivalry in the NBA, with Joel Embiid and the Philadelphia 76ers traveling to Denver to take on Nikola Jokic and the Denver Nuggets last night. That was an amazing game. Oh, wait. Joel
No, it wasn't, Ron.
Didn't show up.
No, it wasn't.
And he didn't suit up because he didn't travel to Denver. Fellas, how long has it been since Joel's played in Denver against
2,000 days.
2,000 days.
2,000 days since the 2019-2020 season. That was the last time he was there. And rivalries are created. That's why I'm one of those people who is a fan of division, because that's where the rivalry is created. I'm a fan of divisions. And with Joel Embiid, him not being available, this rivalry between him and Joker could have been created and possibly a finals preview. So when we saw Joel Embiid get the best of, I think the last time they played, didn't he put like 50 on Joker, something like that? If I'm not mistaken, it was in Philadelphia. He put 50 on him, and a large part of that 50, Aaron Gordon was covering Joel Embiid. But the matchup between Joel Embiid and Joker, it was there. So these two guys play. That sets us up for it being a possible finals preview. So we can actually see this. But Joel Embiid didn't hold up. Meanwhile, Joker did. And he hasn't held up since. Why he hasn't been in Denver for the last 7 years? I mean, Mars and I had a playback game where we were expecting Joel Embiid to play, but we got their backup big man who put 30 on Joker. We did see that. Yes, we did. But with that being said, this is the stuff that's not being told. The fact that guys like Joel Embiid, this is where the rivalries aren't created, because he's not around as much. And I would like to see him around more. I don't think I'm going to see Joel Embiid around too much longer, though, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I really think the game is being deprived of one of the better rivalries that we could have seen historically. Joel Embiid and Nikola Jokic are that good. And obviously, like, the title of the show is Joel Embiid terrified of Jokic? He might not be terrified. Maybe he is. But it's just sad that we don't get an opportunity to see this rivalry. And
we've seen Joel duck him when he was healthy, though.
So maybe he is. And once again, he hasn't been in Denver since 1920.
The 2019-2020 season. Yep.
Y'all tell me how y'all feel. Is he scared? Is it something about the altitude? Does he not like traveling west? Does he have a bounty on his head in Denver? Like, what is it?
I don't think he's scared, Ron, to be honest with you, but I do think that it's taken away from the rivalries. I mean, we saw this with Mutombo and Shaq in the Eastern Conference when Mutombo was in Atlanta. We saw this with Shaq and Alonzo Mourning. We saw this with Lajuan and Jabbar, even though Jabbar was on the other side of his career. We saw this with we've seen these rivalries. That's what's created the NBA. That's what made the NBA fun to watch. And I've said to you in the past that the teams duck smoke all the time. Is it ridiculous for me to think the guys duck smoke too? I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think
that's being scared, chill.
I don't think it's ridiculous to think the guys duck smoke, especially when they see a guy playing really well. Especially when I think it's the same thing with boxers. I want to get in the ring with this dude because he seemed weak right now. I don't want to get in the ring with him when he done knocked out 25 people in a row and he rolling. So I don't think it's ridiculous to think that. But remember, too, when we're talking about rivalries, what is a rivalry exactly, Ron? I don't think the Celtics-Lakers rivalry was a rivalry until 1985. Why? Because it can't be a rivalry until you win. We own y'all. This ain't a rivalry. We own it. It might be some discontent between you two, but we own y'all. Y'all haven't beaten us.
I mean, it's worth mentioning. Joel Embiid has played against the Nuggets. He may not have gone to Denver to play against the Nuggets, but he has played against Nuggets. In the last 3 games against the Denver Nuggets, he's put up 41, 47, and 34.
Yep.
Say that one more time.
47.
41 points and 7 rebounds.
What year was this?
2024, Rob.
Okay.
2024. Okay. In 2023, in Philly, he put up 47 points, 18 rebounds, 5 assists.
That was the year they won the championship.
It's not a bad game. That's not a bad game. I'm just saying that's not a bad game. He wasn't inefficient either, right? And the game before that, which was in 2022 in Philly, he put up 34 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. I don't think he's scared.
That 47-point game you talked about, I think Joker went like 20. I think Joker went like 24 and 18 that game too, something like that. 24 and like 17 that game. So he almost had a 20-20 game.
Well, he's scared of something. It might not be Jokic, but maybe he's scared of the altitude, and that's just as bad.
I mean, how do you explain it, Ox? I mean, you haven't played here in almost 7 years. What's the problem? Why haven't you played?
It's because I just don't want to play because the air is too thin, right?
Because I'm having a difficult time with the logic, Ox, that you've always been hurt. Like, you ain't always been hurt because you played against Golden State. I mean, I know you had a bad knee. They could have sat him out against Golden State instead of sitting him out against Denver. He ended up getting hurt against Golden State a couple of games later. You haven't always been hurt in 6 seasons. No, that's not been going on. I'm having a difficult time with that. What is it exactly?
I think there's something to be said about that. If you're gonna sit out one game, you decide to sit out against Jokic. I think that says something about who you are.
For 6 years, though, it's just hard to explain that part, Ox. I wasn't there last season. I broke my foot. I wasn't available. I wasn't there 2 years ago. I had, I don't know, death in my family or something like that. Ox, 6 years now. You haven't played in Denver. 6. Now, don't get me wrong, Penn. Sure, he has played against him. I mean, in 23, they won the NBA championship that year. He played against them, and he put 47 in what? I think you said 17. I remember that game.
47 and 18.
Yeah, 47 and 18. I remember that game. And then in 24, after they had won the championship, he had played against them. Why won't you come to Denver, though? What's the problem? Where is the issue with you coming to Denver? Because we do need that kind of stuff. I do think that. Especially when you're going up against a guy who was the league MVP, and then you win the league MVP, and then he wins it again. Why aren't you coming to Denver? 6 years now?
I think that's what it is, Chill. I think he's not afraid, but he's unwilling to play in the high altitude. Maybe he thinks his body can't handle it, and he knows he assumes if I play in this high altitude, I'm not gonna be able to keep up with Jokic, and he's gonna put it on me. I mean, it could be just as simple as that. You know what I mean? And I think that's despicable. I think it's disgusting. Makes me want to vomit.
Because he's played against him in Denver before, though. That's the thing. It's not like he never played against Joker. He showed up in the league. He missed the first 2 years. And then he played 2 years. And then after that, we haven't seen him in Denver since. We have not seen him in Denver since.
He's played 2 games in Denver against Jokic.
In his whole career?
From what I can see here, yeah.
2 games. He's been in the league.
2016 and 2019. He's had a lot of injuries, man. Like, he's had a lot of injuries.
But Penn, come on, man. 6 years? 6?
It's an 82-game season.
Yes.
He played Denver 1 time in Denver.
Right.
Okay. So it's not like he's been in the league for 20 years. He's made it twice.
He's been in the league 11 years. He's played 8.
That's long enough, Ben. Like,
okay, so he's missed 9 games.
Hey,
in
you
Denver.
said 20, but 11 is more than enough time.
He's been in the league for 11 years, and he's.
I would like to know if there's any other city that he's missed that many games in.
Hang on, like I think it's a remarkable coincidence, to be honest. I mean, if he's afraid of the altitude, there's a good reason to be afraid of the altitude. He's not the most conditioned athlete. He's a guy who gets gassed sometimes. He has to sit out. So, altitude is going to really expose that. My issue is I want stars to actually guard stars. That's what I want to see.
That would be nice.
I want to see the best player on the best player. I want to see Michael checking Gary Payton. I don't want to see Michael ducking Gary Payton. You know what I mean?
He did.
Okay.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yep.
I want to see, so like last night, I wanted to see Scotty actually guarding Paolo. I wanted to see my best player.
And they were. That was a good matchup, Penn. I watched that game just for you.
You did. Nice. So that's what I'm saying. I mean, you want, like, to me, stars used to be built different. I feel like Michael wanted to go up against Charles Barkley. I think Michael wanted, like, especially when Hakeem won an MVP, Barkley won an MVP. These guys, when they won an MVP, it's like Michael Jordan wanted to check those dudes. He wanted to be there. You're gonna have to cut his leg off to make him miss that game. I missed that. That's what I miss.
Again, what I don't want to do is I don't want to get into the nostalgia of it, Penn, even though that's a valid point. Because Olajuwon did check David Robinson. That's my matchup. I'm dealing with David Robinson this series. This is my guy. This isn't, I'm going to have Dennis. No, that's my matchup.
Why did he want to do that?
Because he's a 5-man. I'm a 5-man. This is the competition. This is what this is about. Yes, this is the competition. This is my competition, right? So with Joel Embiid and Joker, I mean, at some point, I'm asking myself, you plan on Mars is giving me the theory of Kawhi Leonard and what the Clippers should do. You're telling me that over the course of 6 years, we can't have that same theory where you can play in Denver. I ain't even talking about all the rest of the teams. You can play in Denver on some level. We've seen you switch, and we've seen you sit out of games where you can play here, where we ramp you up to play in the playoffs. We've seen you switch. We've seen you sit out of games so you can play against the Celtics or against the Knicks. You're telling me that we can't put it together where you can play against Denver in Denver? Well, it's a regular season game, chill. Well, that's where the rivalry is. This is the league MVP against the former league MVP. Even though it's only one time, it still is that. It's the league MVP against the former league MVP. And that's my competition. This is the conversation about who the best big man is in the game. I only get to see you twice. I don't play in the Eastern Conference. You don't play in the Western Conference. So I only get to see you twice. If I came to Philly and I wasn't ducking, why aren't you here? Which goes back to my original theory, Ox. Yo, start calling these dudes out. I think he's scared of me. I think he's afraid of me. I don't think he wants nothing to do with me up here. I don't. Honestly, I don't have a problem. You see, I don't have a problem coming to Philly. But that's not Joker's makeup, though. That's not who Joker is.
I want to kind of just fully paint the picture on what a sports rivalry is and why this is so significant for the game and why this is something that we need and why it makes basketball what it is and just all sports in general. So a sports rivalry is a competitive relationship between two teams, players, or even fan bases that creates heightened emotions and intensity whenever they face against each other. These rivalries are often developed due to certain things like, well, you could say geography. So teams from the same region, teams from the same coast, teams from the same area, or you could have history. So teams with like a long-standing just competition, or they have pivotal moments against each other, like Lakers and Celtics, obviously, or you have the Yankees versus the Red Sox, Alabama versus Georgia, playing the same conferences, things like that. But then also, and this is the biggest thing too for me, is its success. And this can be two successful teams. So the Cavs and the Thunder can become a rivalry. Let's say they make it to the championship this year, and they continue to do that, and they continue to finish at the top of their conference. Or even Luka and Jason Tatum. If they go back and rematch against each other, everything's already set in stone for that to be a rivalry.
It could turn into that, sure. Mm-hmm.
But that's with two teams. But success of two players, like competing for top rankings, Joel and Jokic, this has been something that we have been dying to see as fans. So Swipe as a Jokic guy can tell you he wants to watch Jokic play against the best other center in the NBA. He wants to see Jokic play against, at least I believe, he wants to see Jokic play against Giannis. He wants to see Jokic play against SGA now, because it's like, SGA, now you're the next best player. Okay, what do you got against Jokic? Can you compete against Jokic? Let me see Jokic beat SGA, so now I can brag to you guys how good Jokic is. Ox wants to see Sabonis play against AD and eat AD's lunch. So now he can come on the panel the next day and say, I told y'all AD can't fuck with Sabonis.
You got to remember where we live, though, Ron. We don't live in an era, we don't live in a stage where your game is what you stand on. We live in a space where it's the other things that's your game. It's the other things, and then it's your game. It's your sneakers. It's your social media. It's your clothing. Your game doesn't do the talking for you. And if you get your ass kicked, that's not the only thing that you have to lean on. That's the space we live in right now. If you get your ass kicked, you got something else to go back to, as opposed to I get my ass kicked. I don't have anything else to go back to except my game. That's why I have to see you again so I can redeem myself. It can't just be, yo, this rivalry is about our games. And I think that's where we live right now in this era. A lot of these dudes, they care about more than just the game. And they making so much money, so that's why they do it.
Yeah, Mars, we haven't heard from you yet on this topic. Is this something you would like to speak into?
Not particularly. He's hurt, so he doesn't play. Everyone's prepared to call Joel Embiid injury prone. Then he misses a game because he's injured all of a sudden. No, he can't be hurt.
Yeah, but he plays.
You've been calling the guy injury prone for 11 years, and now you're shocked the guy's hurt. Like, doesn't really make sense to me. If everyone can acknowledge the guy's always hurt, and then he misses the game you want him to play because he's hurt, now all of a sudden you find it hard to believe the guy's hurt. Okay, cool, I guess, but that's just not going to add up to me. I mean, it's like, yeah,
it's interesting. You say that, though.
He hasn't played since 2019, 2020, but the next season, the game in Denver he missed was amidst a 9-game stretch of games he just didn't play. So I think that was COVID. Was that the COVID year? 2021 was the COVID. Yeah. 2021 was the shortened season.
Yeah, so I think that was the injury he had, and I think the next one might have been COVID after that.
Yeah, it was in March. He missed. So did he duck the Spurs in that run? The Knicks, the Bucks. I guess he ducked Giannis as well. He ducked the Kings, the Knicks, the Warriors, the Lakers, the Clippers.
Well, the only
because those are all the games he missed in that stretch. So
the only one he's ever
keep going, Mars. Don't just stop with that season. We got 6 years, Mars.
Season, so 2022, the next season. The game he missed against Denver was in a stretch where he missed the Knicks, the Bucks, the Raptors, the Pacers, the Jazz, the Nuggets, the Blazers, the Kings, and the Warriors. Did he duck all of those teams, or was he
hurt?
Yeah, that year he was hurt.
He just missed,
okay.
22
he was hurt in the first 20 games of the season because he was just healthy, right?
Well, let's be clear. They manage him that way.
I just want to clarify. So he played 9 of the first 10 games, then misses 9 of the next 10 games, but it's because he wanted to duck Denver. Is why he missed those games.
He's just throwing you off the scent. He's just throwing you off the scent.
Why did he miss?
Strategic ducking.
Well, why did he miss 9 of the next 10 games? Was it because he couldn't go, or was it because
he was hurt? Chill.
Nah, it's because the injury-prone guy all of a sudden just fakes injuries when Denver's on.
But the injury-prone guy plays, Mars.
Don't
make it sound like
yeah.
No, but chill. I feel like
he missed 8 other games so that he could miss the Denver game in silence.
No, but chill. I think you're getting so lost in like hold on.
He knows his team can't survive without him. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna let my team go 2-7 in these 9 games I'm about to miss, just so I can miss Denver peacefully."
It's not that simple.
That's what he said.
No, hold on,
yes,
because hold on. There's a middle ground here. The only game that Joel Embiid legitimately tanked and didn't play in was 2023. There's only one game. There's only one game he's ducked. So I don't know. This whole narrative exists from.
Season? Is that the one you're saying?
No. It was the 2023 season. Could remember. Sorry, I thought you said 20. I thought you said 2020.
No, it's the 23.
Yeah, I thought you said 2020. So it was the 2023 season. Every other year there was injury and circumstances. I think the issue is with the Denver, where the ducking narrative came from was he kept playing Joker in Philly. So 21 Philly, 22 Philly, 23 Philly, 24 Philly. And then since 19, he's not played in Denver, period. So you got to think. And then chill. Since 2020, it's been Jokic and Embiid, MVP for 4 straight years.
Correct.
So I think that's where most of that came from. Like in terms of like the 1 and 2 in the race, Penn. The only one that he
The reason my face is scrunched up is because did you forget who finished second last year?
No, I know, but I'm saying he was hurt. I'm not forgetting anything. I'm saying that like there are 4 straight years where they were like back and forth. Then Embiid got hurt, and then SGA took over. That's it. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying that going into the year, they were the top 2 favorites outside of Luka, I believe. And Luka's led, I think, the last 4 years, by the way, going into the season. But the issue is that in 23, chill, what actually happened, and Penn, you probably remember this, is Embiid wrote that with the Shams article came out. And Embiid's that Monday, he was supposed to play in Denver. Mars, please look this up. It was that Monday night, I believe, or Tuesday night. He put an article out with Shams on Monday where he basically said that analytics make y'all think players are better than what they are. Analytics make y'all feel like these players are better defenders than what they are. And then what he also said was, there's more, y'all got more pressure on me, or how is there pressure on me when a 2-time MVP has never been to an NBA finals and never won anything in the NBA playoffs, but y'all looking at me. And he was sneak dissing Joker, the whole article. The only time he ever ducked was that game. Kamars, remember, he played the
previous game
on that Friday,
Phoenix, and he was playing all the other games before that, and
all of them. And then he played the
Swiper. We've had this conversation before, and I don't know if he was on the show.
I
said the exact same thing.
Yeah.
If you're gonna say Embiid ever ducked Jokic in Denver, it's the 23 season where he played like 12 of the previous 13 games. It wasn't a back-to-back, and he missed the Denver game and then came back
playing everything else
against the Warriors. That was the playback game that we did.
That's the only reasonable time you can say.
But Mars, remember
every other year he's been legitimately hurt.
But bring up what happened that year though. Remember, he after they played Penn, that was the Draymond game. He told Draymond after as soon as he was walking off the court in a loss, he said to Draymond, "You said Jokic was the best player you ever guarded." That's still the same. Literally after they lost the game while they're on the court, walking off the court, he told Draymond, "You said this about Joker. Do you still believe that?" And then we come to find out that he's asking people going into the Nuggets games in Philly. He was asking people around the NBA, Ramona Shelburne, do you think Nikola Jokic is going to play in the game in Philly? So he's clearly aware of it. He's constantly aware of it. But to Mars's point, I don't think for me any other year he ducked. Now the only one that was funny was last year because he played in that. He had a knee injury. He played in the Spurs game, got the 70 points, and then he showed up in Denver, and all of a sudden he couldn't play. But then,
like 15 minutes before the game.
But then he played in the Warriors game right after that.
He went up to warm up in the Denver because he was on playback.
So
he was out there warming up.
So he ducked Jokic.
I saw
play against Draymond.
Then the news dropped that Joel Embiid wasn't right to go.
Yeah.
After he was warming up, something must have happened. I don't know what it was.
Yeah. What happened? Was it that he just felt like, oh, I can't get a proper amount of oxygen up here, so I don't want to play against him?
I don't know.
I'm not asking you like you know. I'm just putting it out there. Because why would he's clearly ducking him. He's clearly ducking.
Okay, Jokic apparently.
Well, I'm not trying to convince you. I'm just speaking.
Yeah,
I'm telling you so clear.
And then I'm gonna tell the story. And then he missed the Portland game right after the Denver game.
He played the Warriors game.
He missed the Portland game, and then he played the Warriors game and got hurt in the Warriors game. Because anyone who was keeping up with the Sixers during this time, this is when Joel Embiid was the favorite for the MVP. He was on a tear. And
cool. Y'all always talk about how much he plays through this and plays through that, but doesn't do it when he plays against Jokic. There's something to be said about
it. And then because this was the season where the agenda was coming out that Joel Embiid is ducking road games.
I said the same
and
thing.
He's only playing against weak competition. He comes out to play against the Wizards, but then he won't play against the Cavs, for example. This is the season where that agenda was being pushed. It's like, oh, Joel Embiid's fine to go against the Wizards, but he's not fine to go against the Celtics. Like that was the agenda they were pushing. So
can we have some empathy for Joel Embiid here?
Then he missed the Portland game, came back for the Warriors game, got hurt, tore his meniscus.
No empathy. Come on, man. Legend of Winning told me that Jokic was the greatest offensive player of all time. Now, some dude on your podcast told me that the same player who's apparently the best offensive player of all time is also a better defender than Anthony Davis. You want to play against that dude?
Everybody else got
That's a cheat code.
Everybody else. I
don't want to play against that dude. No, I'm going home.
Hey, not if I'm sitting here crying for MVPs. Not if I'm supposed to be the best scorer in the NBA. Not if I'm talking to Draymond Green, talking about is he harder to guard than me? Man, come on, you are Joel.
Yeah, that's where that came from.
And here's the thing, though. Like, I can't have
ducking Jokic and then playing against Draymond. I mean, I have to question like where your brain's at.
Simple as that, Penn. It's simple as that.
No, but again, a lot of this
he strategically planned swelling in his knee.
No, Mars.
He's played with swelling in his knee, though. Mars, stop this, man. He hasn't played hurt before.
That's a great thing for him to be doing. Yeah.
But he's done it though. He's been awesome when he's played with swelling in his knee. I'm sorry if I got to go against Joker. Why does it make a difference who he's playing against? Why
no, but this year he didn't duck anything. Chill. Like, let me be clear about this.
The last game Joel Embiid played was January 4th. So I guess he's just been strategically ducking the last.
He's definitely hurt. He's definitely hurt. My thing is this. So off of Joel a little bit. I want to put a little bit of this on the NBA. Why do they keep trying to push this Rivals Week Joel versus Jokic in Denver. We know he's not going to play in Denver, whether it's because he wants to or because he has swelling in his knee or because he's on his period. Whatever it is, he's not going to play in Denver. So maybe the NBA should stop trying to push that for Rivals Week. You know what I'm saying? Maybe or maybe have Rivals Week in Philly and see if that switches anything up, or make Rivals Week a little earlier. I don't know. I'm just saying, like, we know that we're not going to get Joel in Denver, whether it's because he is ducking or whatever the reason may be. He's not going to play in Denver, whether he wants to or if he doesn't. Or if he doesn't want to.
Well, I know
The rivalry that I care about actually paid off.
That's not.
The rivalry
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, but see that rivalry's not going to happen. Jokic versus Joel rivalry is not going to happen. You know what I'm saying?
So maybe just take it off the moniker then.
Yeah, I mean, just stop. Yeah. You can't. That's my problem, though. Chill. I want things to happen organically.
Right.
I like things to happen organically. Just put it out there and let's see what happens. You're forcing something that's clearly isn't meant to be.
Yeah. Well, sometimes, Ox, and if we're being honest, sometimes you do need a little bit of a nudge. It's not.
Yeah, but chill. Joel's that chick that doesn't like you. That you keep trying to send flowers to. You keep trying to take out to lunch, and there's always a reason. She's always
she
this
just
happened, that
back
happened.
because she
You know
bored.
what I'm saying? So you gotta like. I've always been taught you gotta like who likes you.
100% you do.
You gotta like who likes you. And Joelle is that chick that just does not like you. She's not even out your league. She just don't like you.
Well, here's the thing, though, Ox. I mean, I can appreciate that example, but we have been on a date before, and it actually went really well a couple of times. It's not like we thought it went well. We actually went out a couple of times, but only except every time. I mean, I've been to her place, I've been to her neighborhood. We hung out a couple of times, and it was good.
Here's the thing: you ain't the only one. She likes.
She only go out with you out of convenience. She only goes out with you when she's bored. She only goes out with you when her other dude ain't picking up the phone. You know what I'm saying? She doesn't like you.
I just think that I just think that when,
or at least like you enough.
When Mars and I were doing that playback that night specifically because of Joel Embiid and Joker.
What day?
I think this was when he played against. Yeah, when he played against
when she hungry.
This was last season.
But chill. You know, me and Jordan were supposed to do the playback last night. It had to reschedule it.
I do remember that. I do.
What, for the Nuggets Philly game?
Yeah, last night. Yeah.
Oh, well, that's on you. He got ruled out like 4 days ago.
This got scheduled last month.
Okay,
we see the game and we like, oh, Joel and Jokic. Let's go. Right. Yes. Amazing playback night last week.
Better.
Now will Joel Embiid play when Joker comes to Philly?
Well, that's
when that game comes to Philly in 9 days next Friday.
Yeah, so he should be healthy by then, yo.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, right.
We'll see you there.
We'll see you there.
I hope he does. I hope he does play. No matter if we do talk, poke a little fun about it. That's not gonna hurt nobody. Like,
no.
It's not gonna hurt nobody. If we talk a little shit about it,
for me, this is important because I think I want to be able to defend both sides accurately here because I have been one of the main ones saying I know he ducked. I know for a fact he ducked in 23. But I think he's legitimately hurt.
Playing both sides of the fence.
He's legitimately hurt right now. No, it's not both sides. It's just I'm being accurate. Like he's hurt right now. I didn't expect him to play. I don't think he should play rest of the season. They're clearly tanking. They clearly need to rest him. He's clearly hurt. He needs to go sit down somewhere and not worry about basketball. I also said this last year when he got meniscus injury 2 years ago and then last year, or 3 years ago and then last year. There's no way a 7-foot, 300-pound man needs to get any part of their meniscus taken out to play in the season. You absolutely get that scope and you get it repaired and you sit out. But Joel Embiid, because he's trying to be selfless, which I think is a dumb narrative for NBA players, for somebody 7 feet tall, that you got to live the rest of your life with a partial meniscus is dumb. And he did it for that dumbass franchise in Philly because they're trash. And so but he did it anyway.
When you do that, a lot of times when you repair your meniscus, there's no blood that goes to your meniscus, so it doesn't heal properly. You know what I'm saying?
No,
so
I'm saying he got
just clipped a little bit.
Right. This is coming from somebody who had meniscus surgery.
This is coming from someone who had meniscus surgery.
Right.
You get it scoped and repaired, or you get it taken out. And he got it taken out. Like he got part of his meniscus twice taken out.
Right.
Which is
all I'm saying, Swipe, is like I get what you're saying, but it's happened more than a few times though, right?
Twice. He's gotten meniscus twice.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Maybe, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he's just like, it's easier just to do it that way because the recovery could really throw you back even further.
No, the recovery, remember, Ox, the recovery for it is if you get it taken out, you can come back immediately because the flap is gone. But when you get it repaired, they close the flap, and then because it takes so long to heal, to your point, there's no blood, it takes 4 to 6 months for it to heal.
That's what they did for Jared McCain, because Jared McCain.
Jared McCain. Jared McCain did it because he's smart, and now they're trying to be smart with him, but not smart with Embiid. And my whole issue is he's 7 feet tall. I'm thinking about the rest of your life. There's no reason for you to get that surgery. So I'm on his side on that.
But all I'm saying is when you're that big, the doctor tells you a lot of times like we can try to repair it, but it's highly unlikely to remain. Like it's likely to tear again, especially at his size.
Mine's never tore again. But again, you could be correct on if you're a larger individual or whatever. Like again, obviously I'm 250, I'm 6'1.5". Like so, I understand. I'm not you. You're 6'8". Like it could be functionally different. Like I want to acknowledge that. But I'm saying historically, typically, if you do tear your meniscus, it's better for you to take care of that long term. So again, I'm trying to get rid of that because I'm trying to be.
I hear you, Swipe. I hear you because I did that first. Exactly what you said. Because I thought that was a better idea. Like, repair it. You know what I'm saying? But then come to find out, that's terrible that quick. And so I don't know. I'm with you though. I think he definitely probably should have tried that too. I agree with you on that.
And so I think the issue is just to finish this chill is I know for a fact that he sat out because he's hurt and he can't do anything about that. But I also know for a fact that if Embiid didn't say the things he said about Joker, and if he wasn't whining in the media, and he didn't have that personality in the media, plus the stuff he's clearly said about Joker, and plus he's among NBA media members, and I can say this without a fact, the media has complained the most about the Philadelphia fan base more than any other city in the U.S. Period. They get the most critique because of how they treat people. So you couple Embiid, the ducking, the articles, the comments, the dominant performances in Philly, and on top of that, Jokic being at the apex of the MVP race, you put all that together, that's why people have been so high-pressed about him playing in Denver. But I think if Embiid was just more of a neutral figure, I don't think this would matter at all. It's just that Embiid is already so everything about him because of his own doing in some ways.
So his demeanor, the way he's acting, the way he's talking, 100%. That's what kind of exacerbated to it.
Like Tatum missed games, then it wouldn't be a story because Tatum doesn't have he doesn't say anything. He doesn't do anything. So it would just be a non-story. Go ahead.
It's deeper than that, though. It's deeper than that. Chill, Swipe it. It's deeper than that. It has a lot to do with the process.
Sure, that too.
It has a lot to do with all the games they tanked, all the draft picks they missed on. You know what I'm saying? Like I would, mind you, I went through a dark time on my franchise. Almost 2 decades. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you know what I'm saying? We were still going through that? No, Ron, please just mute your mic for a second. We don't need that. We don't need that right now. You know, you better watch out. Keep your eye on the standings.
Focus, Ox. Focus, Ox. I'm with you.
All right. Hey, tuck the chain, Ron.
I'm with you. Stay right here.
Stay
right here. Don't let Ron throw you off.
So, went through a tough time in my franchise, right?
Right.
But we still supported our team because, even though it was a lot of things going on in the front office, a lot of coaches being fired, a lot of bull job, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I couldn't, if I was a Philly fan, I would feel so disrespected by the franchise because you just throwing it in our face, clearly tanking and calling it a process and telling us that tanking year after year after year is going to make us a competent team, and had a chance until Kawhi came through. And you know what I'm saying? It really I don't know. I just don't like it. I don't like the whole process thing. And I'm not willing to just put that all on Joel Embiid. I think that's an organization thing. All the years that they tanked in Norland's Noel, Jaleel Okafor, Markelle Fultz, you know what I'm saying? It's a lot of guys.
Michael Carter Williams.
Yeah, man.
Now, I'm going to say something that I think might be a little bit controversial because I don't think Philly's making the playoffs this year. I don't.
That's not controversial.
But I'm not.
They're 12 games under 500.
Yeah, chill. They absolutely should be doing everything they can, chill, to make sure they keep their pick 100%. Yeah.
That's what they're doing. They're trying.
Is it top 6 protected?
And if it's top 6, if it's top 6 protected.
But look at the rest. Look at the bottom of the records and and see how hard that's going to be.
But here's the difference. This isn't the NFL where you get the tank and you automatically get the number 1 pick. No, we saw the Detroit Pistons lose almost 30 straight games last year and ended up with the 5th pick. However, if the Philadelphia 76ers don't make the playoffs, which I don't think that they're going to do, and they end up with the number 1 pick in the draft, I'm picking up the telephone and I'm letting everybody know Joel Embiid is available, and I'm starting over. I'm picking Cooper Flag. I'm building this unit around Maxey, Cooper Flag, and McCain, and I'm letting everybody know that Joel Embiid is available. On top of that, I'm checking any and everybody's temperature on Paul George. How you feel about him? Whatever I can get for him, Mars, I'll take it.
Which one of y'all cussed me out when I told y'all that Paul George and Tobias Harris was basically the same person?
Probably me.
Well, Tobias is for $12 million. I'd rather have Tobias.
He's not on 12 million.
So what is it? How much? 16?
I'm starting over.
I would take it even a step further.
I told y'all to trade Joel Embiid 2 seasons ago. I told y'all all
I
of
don't
this.
even have to get the
13,
number 1 pick. As long as I get a top 6 pick in this draft, I don't care if it's the 6. You guys have told me that this is one of the best drafts in so long. You guys have told me it's a deep draft. If I get one of those top 6 protected picks, it could be number 6.
Okay, so
Joel,
people need to understand these draft lottery odds. The higher you are, the higher you are in the draft lottery odds, the more likely it is that you're going to come down. I think people really need to understand what the NBA has done to ensure the lottery cannot be rigged. So you're Washington right now. You have 6 wins or whatever. You cannot insure it. Okay. And here's the crazy thing. A lot of people had a big issue last year and the year before when Detroit finished with the worst record in the league and they ended up with the 5th pick. They thought that's crazy. That's conspiracy. Let me tell you something that might blow your mind. Do you know that the most likely scenario for a team with the worst record, do you know what is the most likely pick? The 5th pick.
I was thinking
the 5th pick. That is the most likely scenario. I think the odds of the worst team getting the 5th pick, so the worst team getting the top pick is 14%, right? The worst team getting the 5th pick is over 50%. It's like 56 or 55 or 56%. The point here is, if you're Philly, the only way to guarantee that you're going to keep that pick, which is, by the way, top 6 protected, is to bottom out and be one of the 2 worst teams, which ain't happening.
I see what Penn talking about. So at minimum, Penn, we guaranteed the 5th pick. At minimum.
No, so if you finish with the worst record, you're minimum guaranteed the 5th pick, because again,
that's what I'm talking about.
That's what he said.
Yes, but I'm saying, because your pick is protected top 6, you have to finish with one of the 2 worst records to ensure. Because what happens is the lottery is done. The first pick is selected from a sea of balls that are available, and it really could be anybody that gets that first pick. It could be any of the top 3 teams that all have even odds, 14%, 14%, 14%. It could be the 4th team with 12.5%, or it could be like the Atlanta Hawks last year where they had like a 3% chance and they moved up, or Derrick Rose, like one of those situations. Then the 2nd pick, the 3rd pick, the 4th pick. Then the thing is done in lottery order, reverse order of the standings. So if the worst team, which is in this case the Washington Wizards, hasn't been selected, at worst they can be 5th. So this year, right now, I don't know who number 2 is. I think Toronto is number 3. So that team has to be Philly in order to them ensure.
Toronto's number 2. The Jazz are number 3, and the Pelicans are number 4.
I think that changed last night because the Jazz lost and the Raptors won. So I'm pretty sure, if I'm not mistaken, Toronto lost their stake on number 2.
You're right.
Yeah. So what I'm saying right now is the worst the Raptors can finish right now is the 7th. What I'm also saying, which is really, really important for people who don't maybe necessarily understand the odds, probabilities, and how this thing works, is the worse you are, the more likely you are to drop. Which is to say that if you ran 200 simulations, the 7th pick on average is going to finish 7th or 8th almost every time. But the first is going to be like 1, 3, 5, 3, 5. So the higher you are, the further you drop, basically. So if I'm Philly, I'm not tanking. I'll be honest. It's too late. You got to make a plan.
I don't think they are tanking, Penn. I think they're just terrible.
So the Thunder,
that's exactly it.
The Thunder are just going to get another top 10 pick.
The Thunder are just going to get another top 10 pick. Top 10, but another top 6 pick.
Well, I'm saying no. It's top 7 to 10.
Yeah,
would have to be.
Yes.
Yeah,
yikes.
That would be monstrous. Monstrous.
Well, more likely than not, the Thunder are going to get a lottery pick from the Sixers, which sucks. But what I'm saying is, if you're Philly and you try to bottom out, you don't even have a chance at the play-in. I would rather hope that Chicago falls off or one of those teams falls off.
Well, Chicago would lost 5 straight, maybe.
Right. There's a lot of teams at the bottom that are gonna become
they have
unfathomably
no
bad.
They're on a
shot, though,
7-game
man,
losing streak right now.
Philly?
Yes.
Yeah.
Joel Embiid is in the middle of a 10-day stretch that he's gonna miss.
Half the season is already over.
Yeah, but it's not tanking though, Ron. They're just
bad.
good.
They got they
went and got Paul George, which I mean, it's not like I said it like it was some profound, you know what I'm saying, epiphany or something like that. Everybody knew it. Some people just didn't want to admit it. That was a terrible move. I think most of us knew that was a terrible move. Joel Embiid he's on a bum leg. He went to the Olympics and made it even worse. It was just terrible from the beginning. We knew this was gonna happen.
Paul George had a good first quarter yesterday. Ox.
Anybody can have one good quarter, Swiper.
And what about the last
well
3?
in the offseason? I mean, they got a lot of good players on that team.
That was just a terrible move. On top of that, I mean, we all knew this Nick Nurse hype wasn't real. But
I knew that.
we can't. But look, I'm not going to blame Nick Nurse. I'm not going to blame Nick.
We should blame Nick Nurse.
I told you, Chill.
I did not.
Well, you can't blame Nick Nurse because look at what he's got to deal with. I think Nick Nurse is a competent coach. I just think that people trying to put him top 5, this and that for no reason. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy. But you know, it's just what it was going to be. We knew this was going to happen. They're not tanking, Ron. They're just not good. And they're hurt. They're hurt. That's what it is. If they were healthy, Ron, if Joel could play 85-90% of the games, if Paul George could play 85-90% of the games, I do not think this team would just be terrible. You know what I'm saying? I think they're a competent squad if everybody's healthy, honestly.
Well, Ox, that's the point I'm making though. You suck. You're trash. Here we are damn near halfway through the season, and you guys are a half a game ahead of the Portland Trailblazers. You guys are 2 games ahead of the Brooklyn Nets. You guys are 2.5 games in front of the low Charlotte Hornets. I'm not playing for nothing anymore. At this point, I would rather have a race to the bottom than to try to to try to get to the second round.
Your fans deserve better than that, Ron.
Look,
they do, but they haven't got it. I'm saying we're this far into the season. I'm saying
there's still a whole half a season to play, right?
So what are they closer to? When you guys tell me this is a legit,
they're closer to the bottom than they are.
Are they closer? Are they closer?
God,
are they closer?
Terrible.
I want you guys to answer this question for me seriously. Chat, you guys too.
Wait, Ron, there's 3 games out the play-in, bro. You got to play.
Just answer this question though. Answer this question. Are you closer to a Larry O'Brien trophy or are you closer to Cooper Flag? Which one are you closer to?
They're not getting Cooper Flag.
Which one are you closer to? I'm asking. Answer the question.
Ox, we got a better shot.
No, they're closer.
I would say
no. They're closer. I'm taking the other. I'm taking the other angle on this.
No, they're not, Ox. They're not closer to winning the NBA championship than they are winning the lottery. No, they're not.
Look, there's 3 games.
I actually wonder what I can do on the math on that.
3 games out the play-in, right?
Sure.
Let's say they can get to the play-in. Let's say they can figure out a way to rest up that knee.
They're closer to a championship.
Rest up that knee. They can knock off any one of those top 2 teams with the healthy Joel Embiid. The healthy Joel Embiid.
Out of your minds.
No, they can't.
They gotta win. Hold on, wait. They gotta win one play-in game on the road. Then they gotta win another play-in game on the road. Yes. Then they have to go
against who, Ron?
Play a number 1
Miami team.
Okay, so check this out. All right, so now I'm gonna give you a scenario of what I'm gonna give you a fake scenario. Obviously, we know it might not go like this, but I'm talking to you specifically since you believe in them. Okay, they gotta play the Miami Heat.
Jimmy's not going to be there.
One game. All right, so you got to beat the Miami Heat. Cool. All right, now let's say they got to play the Orlando Magic or the 8th seed right now. Let's say they got to play the Orlando Magic. One game.
But healthy, they won't be that seed.
Yeah, they will. Franz Wagner will be back.
In there.
Franz will be back.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. They're not going to be there. They're going to be.
We're just going with a hypothetical. Do they beat them?
I'm listening.
Do they beat the Orlando Magic? One game.
It's highly unlikely. But look. Everybody healthy. Joel Embiid healthy, right? We're talking about everybody. I would rather play than sit down. I can't go out laying down, Ron. You got to stand up and fight.
He's hurt.
Suck the shit, Swiper.
He got 60 million coming through anyway. He's hurt. No,
we playing chess. He ain't playing checkers.
This not about the money.
We playing chess.
This not about the money. This about you. This about you being a competitor. This is about you being a competitor.
Okay, compete for that number one overall pick.
Wait.
Compete for Cooper Flag.
But I just cannot get behind. I can't get behind tanking in any aspect. There's nobody worth. I just can't get behind.
Man,
I
if the
can't
Kings
fathom losing on
they
purpose.
would have had a nice squad, bro. I would have been there right there with you, bro.
And I would be disgusted.
We both would have been like the team.
I can appreciate you not wanting to lay down, but the hypothetical that Ron is bringing up, the actuality is what the actuality is. He hasn't been healthy. You're bringing up another hypothetical with a healthy Joel Embiid. We haven't seen that. We have not seen that from Joel Embiid in 5 years.
Right,
we
but
have not. And there's no reason to think.
Bring up what we haven't seen.
Okay, I feel like I need to say this.
The reason why I'm bringing that up, Ox, is because of what I have seen. That's why. And what I have seen over the last 5 years with Joel Embiid is that he's been unavailable. And when he is available, he's basically dragging. He looked great last year against the Knicks, but he was dragging, Ox.
Yes, but 85% Joel Embiid is still better than the other team's big man, unless we're talking about LA, Sacramento, or Denver.
Respect Onyeka Okongwu?
No, I won't. If you
don't beat the Hawks, all right,
Ron. But that's Ron. Look, what I'm saying is, you have if Joel Embiid can rest up in the end of February, rest up at the end of March, get ready for April, they have better chance in beating Orlando, Chicago, Miami in the playing game than they have chance drafting Cooper Flag.
Okay, now you would rather sacrifice getting a top 6 pick than winning 1 or 2 playing games.
I would rather
getting knocked in the first round.
That's not a definite thing though. All I'm saying is, like I just said a minute ago, I think the 76ers are a bad team mainly because of health. I think if they were more healthy, they would be a 4 or 5 seed.
Who's at the catalyst of that? By the way, Ox, you said because of health.
I mean, of course, it's Joel.
He
doesn't have much time. In my estimation, I'm no doctor. I'm no expert on this, but it doesn't look like he has a bunch of years left to go forward. They've already gave Paul George all that money. They're already bought in. At this point, you might as well just go all the way. Yes, sure. Ron, I would rather stand on my nuts than lay down and be like, well, just hopefully we get Cooper Flag.
Insanity. It's insanity.
Ron,
literally, it's insanity.
Well, if you're already insane, you can't just wake up one day.
I just want to say this to you. I appreciate how much you want to compete, how much you're willing to compete and put it on the line. I'm telling you right now, what you were saying is not going to happen, and it's because Embiid is not going to be. He's not even 70% healthy right now.
Some real fortune telling.
No, he's not even 70% healthy right now.
You got a hat on right now, Swiper. You don't got a crystal ball.
No, I'm telling you, he's not even 70% healthy.
Okay,
not even 70% healthy. That doesn't make any sense.
He's not.
And Paul George, and you don't even like Paul George.
What does this got to do with who I like?
Paul George is going to have 10 points. 10 points in multiple games in the first round.
Who I like has nothing to do with who.
And we don't have Jeremy McKinney, our best player this year. Yeah, bro. All right, we can hang it up.
I can't believe y'all really want to tuck tail. This is crazy.
It's not about tucking tail.
No, it's about being logical and smart.
No, Ox, it's not about tuck and tail. What it's about is just being about real. It's about being real.
Sometimes we gotta pull it up.
What we're doing is we building this thing, and we building it on the hopes. We building this on the hopes of Joel Embiid. If we rest him, Ox, you sitting there talking like if we rest this dude, he gonna come back super sharp. I ain't played in 4 months. I ain't played in 3 months. If I play once,
he just ain't gonna forget how to play basketball. Chill.
I don't have to forget how to play basketball.
What's their record in the last 7 games Embiid played? What's their record in the last 7 games Embiid actually played? They're 6-1. They beat Boston in Boston. And
that's what I'm talking about.
Who played in that Boston game? Who played in that Boston game?
Pin talk to him.
Everybody played in that Boston
game. Do I have to keep going with this hypothetical in the playoffs?
These dudes, Pin.
Do they beat Boston in the playoffs?
They can.
Drew didn't play, but
wait, hold on. I
played.
just seen the Raptors beat Boston. I ain't moved. That ain't mean nothing to me. Go ahead.
You know what I'm saying? Anybody can beat Boston.
Anybody can beat Boston.
Chill just said the other day
Anyone can beat
he wouldn't be surprised.
anyone.
Chill just said the other day that he wouldn't be surprised if they win the championship, and he also wouldn't be surprised if they got knocked out in the second round. Why are y'all acting like a healthy Paul George and an 85% Joel Embiid with Tyrese Maxey being the assassin he is, can't go to Boston and take care of some business?
Look, man,
because we've seen them not take care of business when they've been up with Joel Embiid available.
I've seen 3-2
leads.
Yo, so what you telling me?
Two leads versus
y'all telling me that y'all woke up today scared of yesterday?
No,
y'all gonna wake up tomorrow scared of today?
Be for real.
No, I'm gonna wake
Hang
up
on,
today. I'm waking up today, looking forward to a new day tomorrow.
You gotta
Just
look
be
forward.
for real
Live
for
in
1
the
second.
now. Live in the now.
Or you could prepare for tomorrow.
You gotta live in the now.
The Orlando Magic are a really good team, right?
Today scared of yesterday.
We can agree that the Orlando Magic are a good team, right? Be for real. If you're an Orlando Magic fan, a fully healthy Sixers team with all their pieces and all their experience and all their talent, one game, do or die playing. You excited about that? Because I'm not. No.
Yes, I am.
I mean,
no.
Relative
what
to
experience?
the other teams that are playing, no.
What
experience?
Hang on, 1 second. This is the oldest team in the league. This is also
what's that got to do with anything? What experience?
They are also the most experienced team.
Reggie Jackson off the bench.
Eric Gordon.
Eric Gordon.
Yo, it works both ways, okay? If you're gonna dock a team for being young and inexperienced, you're gonna have to credit a team for being old.
I didn't dock anything. You did that. You set that premise up. I'm good with the Magic. Let's roll. Let's roll.
Well, I'm not saying I would pick the Sixers. I'm saying I wouldn't be excited to see the Sixers in a play-in scenario, one game do or die. And oh, by the way, Joel Embiid could go out for 45 in that game. If I'm the Sixers right now,
so can Paulo and Franz. The Sixers are
Ron, they're not going to be there, Ron. When Franz and Paulo come back,
we don't want
Ron. They're not going to be in the play-in, Ron.
No,
Orlando's not going to be in the play-in. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Orlando probably isn't going to be in the play-in, but teams like, I don't know,
Indiana,
let's say Atlanta and Detroit.
You scared of Cade in Detroit?
Okay, I'm not scared of anybody in the play-in. To be honest, most of the teams in the play-in right now are in the play-in because that's where they belong. The Sixers would be in the play-in because that's where health has left them. Okay,
correct.
And they'll be facing off a team like Miami without Jimmy Butler and I don't know, with the corpse of Chris Middleton carrying them and Tyler Hero. Look, man, the Sixers team is better than you think. They're better than you think. They're massively underperforming right now. I think they're much better. I think Tyrese Maxey is better than this. I think Paul George is better than this. I think Gershon Yabusele is probably one of the most underrated signings in the league, period. He's great. Okay. I think Andre Drummond is a very competent backup big. I think the Caleb Martin, I'm looking at this team and I understand they've lost Jared McCain. I understand there's a lot of dysfunction in that locker room. I'm looking at this. If I'm Daryl Morey and I'm the ownership, I'm looking at this team and saying, do they need a new voice? Could this be a team that should be able to hold water at 500 without Joel Embiid? Yes, they should be able to be a 500 team without Joel Embiid.
Nick Nurse is the issue. You think
I
Nick Nurse is the issue?
Look, it always comes down to this. We're not trying to hold a coach blameless. I'm not saying he's blameless. I'm not saying he's to blame. What I'm saying is sometimes you need a different voice. When you've had a lot of failures together, sometimes a voice just kind of runs, it's too repetitive. It's the same thing.
He just got there. I just got the job. It ain't like I've been here 8-9 years. I just got here.
He's been unfortunately associated with a lot of disastrous losing. There hasn't been a lot of
injuries.
Penn, I disagree with that though, bro.
I do too.
Like if we can run down for all the top 10 players in the league, if you take their top guy out, they are 7-1 with their top guy, and they're 1-6 without their top guy. Denver, what do they look like without Jokic?
I don't care how good Mike Malone is as a coach.
Maybe the Thunder
didn't just sign a max player to
maybe the Thunder.
Hang on. Paul George last year was widely considered a top 25 player.
The Thunder have won 0 games
last year.
One more time, Mars. They didn't hear you in the back. How many? I think I heard you say 0, Mars.
Yeah, the Thunder haven't won without Shea.
0. That's in none. So lose Shea for 2 months. What do you think happens to Oklahoma City?
That means I'll never win a game.
Hold on. Oh my God. What do you think happens, Penn? What do you think happens to Denver if they lose Joker for 2 months?
Okay, Philly and
I don't care how good Mike Malone is as a
this
coach.
is not the same thing, Cho. First of all, Denver plays in the West. Competition's way harder, in my opinion. You're not going to feast on the occasional Charlotte, Toronto, Washington 3-game road trip. Okay, you're
Utah and
okay, yeah. There's some bad teams in the
and
West.
Portland.
But what I'm saying is the 10th, 11th,
And the
and 12th.
Pelicans.
Yo, I judge a conference by
going,
8,
Ken, I'm
9,
sorry.
10, 11, 12. Okay, that's where I'm. Every conference has their bottom feeders. But I'm saying the
Judge the
10th
conference
seed.
by that.
I mean, let's be for real.
Yes.
Sacramento was the 12th team in the Western Conference just a few weeks ago.
Right, they were.
Okay, that's a home court playoff team in the East. Okay, so I'm just being for real here. I think the Sixers,
if they keep doing what they're doing, they might make
they might make it. So what I'm saying is I think the Philadelphia 76ers need to have a team meeting. I think they need to look at themselves in the mirror and say, what are we trying to do here? If we're trying to tank, well then it's time to trade some players. Maybe it's time to even look at trading Joel Embiid. If we're not doing that, then we need to give Joel Embiid some rest, and we need to figure out who we are as a basketball team without him. And then we need to prepare for a return for Joel Embiid, maybe in April, May. Okay, we need to look at April. Okay, we need to look at him coming back in April. Give him 5-6 games before the season ends to get him warmed up. And if we're in the play-in in that situation, we're gonna roll the dice, and we're gonna guarantee you that we're gonna be the most talented team in the play-in. And in that moment, yeah, if we draw Cleveland or Boston, that's the team we wanted to face in the Eastern Conference Finals. So we're going to face them in the first round. Cool. If I'm Philly, I need a gut check moment. I need the veterans of that team to actually take charge. I need guys like Kyle Lowry. I need guys like Reggie Jackson. I need the veterans, the Paul Georges. I need these guys to take over that locker room and say, dude, we are better than this, because they are. There's no way.
Well, Penn, they did that yesterday. They were screaming in the away locker room.
Good.
It was audible in the media room.
Good.
But that doesn't mean anything. They're still bad. they gave up 19 fast break points in the first quarter yesterday.
I think Penn, I think you make a valid point in terms of the vets. I do think that. Where you lose me, because again, I want to make sure that I am following you, because when you got a crew like that and you got that many vets, we can come together on some level and figure out why we're losing and what we need to do to get better. Because we got guys on this crew that have been around for a long time and have been a part of winning, have gone deep into the playoffs, right? So that part I can get with. The issue that I'm having is that when your best player, not a good player, not a great player, your best player is sitting out the amount that Joel Embiid is sitting out, I can't expect him to come back and be sharp consistently and have us really make some noise.
Sharp.
This is why I'm saying, if
he
we
could
don't
roll
make
out
the
of
playoffs,
bed, chill, and be the best player on the court in any play-in matchup. What are we doing here? There's not a team in the play-in right now that has a player even close to Joel Embiid.
This year?
In the play-in in the East.
Respect Zach LaVine.
Sure, respect Paulo Banchero,
man.
You see what he did to your team last night?
I seen Paulo averaging 28 before he went down.
What did he do to the team last night, Ron? You said you watched the game.
He just gave y'all 26 and 10.
26, and where did he get those 26? He got him on RJ Barrett, Jakob Pertl. He got him in transition.
So you're gonna say he didn't give you 26?
On the team. He said on the team. The players on the team.
He might not have scored on Scotty. Scotty might have ripped him a time or two, but
he said you seen what he did to the team, and you was like, well, he ain't doing on Scotty. Like,
Penn, I want to stay. Penn, I want to stay where you are with the play-in. Okay, let's just say, for the sake of argument, because this is what we're discussing, let's just say for the sake of argument that we do get by and we make the playoffs. Then what happens? Because if we're talking about a Cleveland team that's been together the entire season, that's been healthy, I don't care how good Joel Embiid is. If Joel Embiid just roll out of bed, he ain't beating that Cleveland team. That's not happening.
He's the best player in that series.
Even if he's from a talent standpoint,
from
a talent standpoint, he is the best player in that series. However, I haven't played basketball consistently for 3 months. I'm not rolling out of bed and in a 7-game series beating this team. That's not happening because I'm not that good.
Who's stopping?
Fellas, I gotta step in because it's at this moment in time that we gotta talk about something that's actually really gonna play when it really matters.
What's that, Ron?
And that's our plays over at PrizePicks. On this app, you are able to choose your favorite players that are available. You are able to choose their player projections that actually will be there when it matters. And you can go more or less on those player projections. And here, essentially, you can run your game, control your game, and win your game. When you play $5, you'll get 50 back instantly. Yes, it's just like that. It's like saying your ABCs or counting to 10 or Jokic rolling out of bed and getting a triple-double. It's really that easy. What you need to do is download PrizePicks, use the promo code panel, and when you put $5 into your account, you will instantly, and I mean instantly, get back $50. And so this week, PrizePicks has some nice, beautiful things for everybody that's on the app. This includes today a $20 protected goblin play. Yeah, that just landed in my account. Basically, I get to win or I get my money back. It's $20 protected. So this is why it's so sweet, because a $20 protected play is a play that's a promotion that pays you back if anybody in the lineup loses or if that particular goblin loses. And I mean, you know, when we play around with demons and when Par shows up to make picks with us, we essentially get protected on the back end. So you guys are going to see us use this $20 protected play today, and it's going to be nice and fun. But also, too, it's not just stopping at that. Now, remember, for the national championship, we got a nice little layup, courtesy of Will Howard. But today, we get something even better. The NFC Championship free pick with Jaden Daniels. Yeah, so all we need for Jaden Daniels to do is show up and, well, pass for a yard. And we get a free pick, essentially. So I can't wait to throw that on our next contest. But in the meantime, let's go ahead and get into it because y'all know what it is. Let's make it happen, y'all. Oh, and by the way, Chill,
Yeah.
one of your picks hit last night. One of your picks didn't. Mars, sorry, buddy, you didn't come through for us last night.
That's crazy.
Ox, me and you, we came through, and as of right now, Chill or Ox, you're leading the standings at 12 and 17. Me and Chill are tied at 11 and 18. And Mars, you got a little ground to make up, buddy. It's 7 and 22.
Well, you know what? I'm about to hit again today. You know why, Ron? Because DeMontis Sabonis plays today after a couple of days off. They won't even give DeMontis demons anymore. He's so dominant.
Respect the standings. I'm 4-1.
My bad, bitch. No, 4 and 2. You lost that one. Other one.
What one?
The one that you picked from me. Remember,
I never picked it for you. I never picked shit for you.
Oh, don't worry, Ben. You can make it up today.
Who's going first, Ron?
I'm good.
I got it. Let's take less on SGA. 100%.
Less on SGA.
100%. 100%.
He thinks they're gonna blow him out.
It's quarter and a half, 26-point lead. Plays 6-7 minutes in the third quarter.
He's gonna score 35 points.
Hold on, who
that
they got?
quarter.
They
got Utah.
Yeah, but they got no bigs, so I mean, maybe the game might be more competitive than it should be. I don't know. But
you talking about do you think it's going to be less than or over a 12-point lead?
They're not even giving that option. They're not even giving that option though. Swipe a look.
I know I'm asking Mars. Do you think it's going to be a 12-point game?
Oh, there we go. 31 less. Okay.
No, I think it's possible that the game might be potentially close. I would just stay
less.
away from.
Oh yeah, my bad. I thought you was trolling. My bad. I got you.
No, I ain't trolling nothing, bro. He ain't got to do nothing. He's gonna have 30 exactly through 3 quarters, and he's not gonna play.
No,
I'm not mad at that assessment.
Jalen Green less, please. Thank you. Against the Cavs.
Well, I mean, since we all going less, and by the way, hey Swiper, guess what I hit less on last night?
Lester?
Oh,
Did you hit less on Lester?
Have to score,
Ron?
Yeah.
Is that who you hit on less? You hit less on Lester?
Ron gonna keep doing this all the way through the NBA Finals. I am.
And he gonna keep going less all the way through the NBA Finals.
Hey, chill.
He's averaging 29 points a game in the last 4 games going in the last night. By the way,
But Swiper, you know what they say, Swiper. Once a Lester, always a Lester.
It's not true.
What you want, Chia? Or Morris, whoever's ready.
I
take a look at that?
Oh, that's right. My bad, Morris. What you say, Chia?
Can I take a look at that Dallas Minnesota game?
You want Dallas first?
I want to see what Julius Randle line look like.
Okay. We'll Juice. Here we
Boy,
go.
take the Jaden McDaniels list for sure.
18.5 points.
Anthony Edwards been on a heater recently.
Julius Randle. Last time he was in Minnesota. No, I'm sorry. Last time he was in Dallas. I think it was on Christmas. They beat Dallas.
That's right. He went crazy. That's right.
Yeah, I think he went for. And by the way, he's from Dallas. I'm gonna take them all. Julius Randle.
That's a good pick. 18
holding.
18 and a half. That's easy money.
Is there
Who's
a
the
demon?
place
Is there a
right
demon
there?
time on that?
There's a
Chill, stand
demon.
on it. Yeah, chill,
No,
take it, chill.
no. Relax.
But he's from Dallas. He's from Dallas.
Relax. Let's chill out on that.
You said he went crazy last time, chill.
Yeah, I thought.
No, I
thought
did
if
not
he's
say
from
that.
Dallas
I
and
said
he
that
went crazy last time.
I said he got busy. I didn't say he went crazy. I just said he got busy the last time he did that. So let's chill out.
He can't get busy and give me 26.
4 offensive rebounds. That's easy. But
Wait, points and rebounds 33.5. What's the demon time on that? Ox?
They don't give DeMontis demons anymore, Swiper. He's too dominant.
Pen, would you want to participate?
Sure. Show me LaMelo's line against Memphis. I'm inclined to say
5 threes. Oh my God.
That is insane. What's the demon? It gotta be like 8 threes. That's insane.
I'm gonna
It's probably
say
6.5.
I'm gonna say less on the 42.5 points, rebounds, assists.
I can see that. Okay.
All right, Big Ox. Have y'all been hearing that it's snowing in Atlanta?
It is.
You know, Trey Young is playing against Cade Cunningham, so he's gonna have to prove everything that I've been telling y'all on this show. So type in Mr. Young. Hey, because it's gonna be snowing. Not only Trey Young assists, but it's gonna be snowing snow bunnies tonight in Atlanta.
Is there a triple demon for the assist again?
He's married, by the way. Just so
Is that an assist combo?
I mean that it's not
between Cade and Trey?
snowing snow bunnies.
Yeah, assist combo.
Assist combo. That
I
might be
like
free.
that.
I'm
Hey,
not gonna lie.
give me
That might
more
be
on that.
free.
Hey,
Yeah,
I
that
would.
might be free, yeah.
Is there a demon time on that? No.
No, there's not.
But hold on, let me see what
25?
Trey Young's demon assists are though.
It's got to be like 13. It's got to be. Oh yeah.
They gave him the triple. Triple
14
demon.
and a half.
We got. Hey, Ron, if you believe.
Hold on, just put it on there though. Just put it on there.
He averaged 12. He can't get 15.
Ooh.
He averages
Ron,
20.
if you believe, if he really all NBA, if he really an all-star.
I want to do this, but I'm not going to, y'all.
Ron, wait a minute, Ron. Okay, so again,
Okay,
your
I'm
man
listening, I'm
averages
listening.
your man averages 12 assists a game. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
he averages 12 assists a game. The last game, I think he only had, if I'm not mistaken, I think 6. Okay, so with him having
averages
6,
say he has to have 18.
I think he can go for 14, 15 assists in the game against Detroit. I do.
Man, you know what? Y'all been on here capping about Cade Cunningham and how he's this and how he's that. Hey, Cade deserves to be all NBA over Trey. Cade deserves that all-star game over Trey. Cade's better than Cade.
MVP.
Hey, I seen what y'all was saying in the Instagram comments, and so did Trey, because I added him. I sent it to him, and he responded and disliked the message. So since y'all did that, and he know who he playing tonight, give me that quadruple demon for that quadruple demon. You feel me?
Yes, sir. Let's take it.
So emotional.
It's for the love of the game.
Did he
For the
control his
love of the
emotions,
game.
Pen? Is that the problem? He can't control his emotions, Pen?
That felt
Correct.
good.
Correct.
Okay. Oh, wait. What about the J? What about
Yeah, that's what we on.
How many legs is this?
6?
6-leg parlay. Man,
So
if,
we got-
if,
what do we
if those
got?
5 legs hit and you're sitting there on 10 Trey Young assists, I'm gonna personally fly to Seattle and choke you out.
All right, but Pen, after we do that, you wanna go grab some food after that?
Yeah, okay.
All right, and Pen, if this hits, we gonna grab something else after that.
Uh-oh.
Whoa.
But
Couple of extra ones, Ron, is what you're saying?
Wait, who am I missing? Jalen Green?
All right, here we go, y'all. We got SGA going less than 31.5, courtesy of Swiper. We got Jalen Green going less than 21.5, courtesy of Mars. We got Juice going more than 18.5 points tonight against Dallas. He's in his hometown. Let's do it. We got dominant Sabonis. You know what time it is. Courtesy of Ox. PRA 40.5 more. I think that might be our easiest one on here, but we'll just have to see. We got LaMelo Ball swerving and bending that corner to a less on a 42.5 PRA. And last but not least, we got the actual demon with the actual demon pick of 14.5, the NBA's leading assist getter. We'll see if he can really prove his worth tonight. And that's what we're rocking with. But Ox,
Scotty over on the assists has been feeding families. He's gone over every single game.
Oh, they're not playing tonight.
He's not playing tonight. I'm just saying, if he was playing, that would have been my pick. It's the easiest thing in the NBA. Over every night. 4 games straight.
Yeah, Ox, just put 10 on this.
What the 10 look like? $10 to make 780? Yeah, I'll take it. Sure.
So 78-1. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Good money. That's good money right there, y'all. Right. All right. Appreciate everybody that's in here. Y'all already know what it is. Like the video. Keep going in the comment section. Shout out to everybody that's on Twitter/X. And also, in case you guys forgot, we will be taking a trip coming up here very soon, February the 14th through the 16th. We will be in San Francisco with the Stars. We will get this. We may rub shoulders with, Swipers King, Nikola Jokic. We may rub shoulders with Chilltown's favorite player, Jason Tatum. We may see, maybe, we might see Şengün. We might see Sabonis. We might see Scotty Barnes. You never know, guys. But what we do know is that whoever's there will see us, because we will be in San Francisco and we will be riding on the wings of this plane straight there. So we look forward to seeing you guys there. If you guys are fans going to the All-Star game, tap in with us, because we want to connect with each and every one of you guys. Mars would love to meet you. I promise you. He told me. All right, y'all. Before we get into these super chats, I do want to ask you guys one more question, because obviously it's NBA Rivals Week. And so I want to ask you guys a question about just NBA rivalries in general. But before we do that, I also do want to mention these games that are happening this week. So it's NBA Rivals Week. Obviously, we had the game yesterday, but tonight we have 2 games that they set for rivalries. We have the Wolves and the Mavs, and then we have the Warriors and the Kings. Those 2 games will be on ESPN. And then Saturday, we have the Nuggets versus the Wolves, the Celtics versus the Mavericks, and the Lakers versus the Warriors. Are any of these rivalries? And if not, what are the games that you guys would like to see rivalry?
Boston fans do not feel like the Mavs are a rival in any way, shape, or form. And I don't think the Mavs fan was considered the Celtics a rival either since they got dog walked. So I don't think that's a rivalry.
Okay.
I'm interested in that Celtics Laker game tomorrow night.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I think the Lakers Clippers is probably a rivalry at this point. I mean, crosstown rivals, Kawhi versus PG. I think you could probably sell yourself on Denver versus Philly just because of the fan base. But again, Embiid doesn't play, so that doesn't mean anything. Could you go with Suns Dallas if Luka plays? Seems like they've had a lot of really good matchups in the playoffs.
I could see that one. Kings and Warriors, for what it's worth. Obviously, proximity. I think that
should be a good game.
The other California teams that we're calling.
Yeah, I think the Kings might pack them up. The Warriors are not good.
Sack is still in that honeymoon stage with Doug Christie. They rolling right now, and I think that they probably gonna handle Golden State. They should handle Golden State. That's a bad team, man.
What other rivalries do you guys like, though? Like, if you guys were able to build a rivalry week, can you guys give me some games that you would for sure put on there?
I think Milwaukee and Cleveland looks like it could be something.
I'd like to see more OKC Dallas will be fun.
I think OKC San Antonio when Chet is back is something that's it's nice and worth watching.
Yes.
Nice.
I think Indiana versus Boston is good. I think that's a good rivalry. I think Trae Young versus the Knicks is a great rivalry. You know, just good. You know, you got two very, very solid point guards with two very solid squads. There's a history of Indiana and New York, you know, going way back to Reggie at the Garden.
Yeah.
So I think that's what the NBA needs to invest in. And, you know, big shout outs to Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green, you know, for living up to the billing in that game where the Detroit Pistons did end up they won the game. And, you know, Cade was on Inside the NBA after, and he was talking about that rivalry, how those two had kind of come up together. There was a debate about who was going to be the first overall pick and all that stuff. And he's just like, I think he played it really cool. You know, like he bigged it up. He's like, no, we don't need to shake hands. It's all good. We know what's up. I really like that. I appreciate that. You want young players to go at each other like that.
Watching Joe Mazzulla come on the court when we have a little bit of a scuffle and he's clapping his hands. Yeah, so I think we need that kind of stuff in the NBA because, you know, these dudes, that, don't get me wrong, I mean, they are friends. It's the difference between being friends and being friendly. And, you know, guys like Jason Tatum and whomever he's going up against, it's okay to talk smack to each other. It's okay for there to be some disdain between the two. I always bring up the rivalries in the divisions because I feel like that's where the rivalries were created. I don't like to sound and get into my nostalgic bag, but there's a reason why them banners was hanging up in the Berto Center in Chicago, because it meant something to win the division, because we in the same division with the world champions. It meant something to win the division because we in the same division with the Detroit Pistons. And then in 1992, we in the Eastern Conference Championship against the Cavs, who are also in our division. And then we're in the Eastern Conference Championship in 1998 with the Pacers, who are also in our division. So, I mean, I feel like that's where the rivalry is created within the division, because being in the division, I mean, it meant something to win it. The Miami Heat and the New York Knicks, that was a real rivalry. That was a real thing going on. They were in the same division, in the Atlantic Division, and there was a genuine disdain for them. Ron, is there a disdain when you look at these teams like Luka and Book? Like, we've seen them kind of go at it a little bit, but is there any real friction between the two of these dudes?
I think them too. But
you
them
think so?
two are the biggest competitors in the NBA, though.
Right. Like I really don't like this dude. I don't want to be around this dude.
You heard about the little wager that Devin Booker and KD made?
No.
So the Lions played against the Commanders. You know, obviously KD's a DC guy.
Yeah,
Devin Booker, he likes the Detroit Lions.
Right.
So they made a wager with whoever's team lost, they had to do something. If the Commanders lost, KD would have had to basically issue a public apology to Draymond, saying that he needed him.
Right.
Or no, I think he had to thank Draymond for his 2 rings. If Devin Booker lost, he has to write a letter to Luka Doncic, basically, I think, saying that he's his dad, or saying he's his proud father or something like that.
There's no way that's real, Ron. There's no way.
So I'm saying
we reporting this, so that means it's true.
Fake or real. I'm saying it is known and it's acknowledged that them two have friction. And you see it when they play against each other. When they play against each other, they barking, they going at it, they guarding each other. Like, I think that one is a real rivalry, and they're both two competitive guys.
So last night, you see Scotty Barnes strip Paolo Banchero and then go down the other way for the fast break jam and blow a kiss at Caleb Houston, who was his former teammate at Montverde. I appreciated that. That's the type of energy you need. You need to be talking your smack. You need to be. You see Scotty clapping the other day in Jason Tatum's face. I mean, he took the personal assignment to guard Cade, guard Giannis, guard Tatum, and Paolo in 2 weeks. He did a very good job on all of them. They all had terrible games, efficiency-wise, against him specifically. So I'm just saying, that's what you need. You need players to actually D up. A lot of these stars don't defend. That's the problem. That's a big problem for me.
Because they're afraid of getting their ass
used to defend. So that's why I appreciate
getting their ass bust, Pen.
Exactly. So I appreciate Wemby. I appreciate the Anthony Edwards of the world, the guys who actually do compete on that end. It's very important.
You guys notice these younger guys that we're talking about? I think we're getting into another age and another group of guys where I think it's going to be a lot more rivalries. I think it's going to be a lot more competitive, and I think we're actually going to get back to seeing that. Guys like we just mentioned, Cade and Jalen. with guys like Anthony Edwards, he's not backing down from nobody. We
Wemby
know Luka's
and
not
Chet.
backing down from nobody. Wemby and Chet, SGA ready for the smoke with anybody. I think we've moved on from that. I think
Now,
we're
Ron,
getting into a new
You remember
age,
Donovan Mitchell versus Ben Simmons?
That was going on.
That was
a
great.
thing. That
See,
was a
in order for something like that to happen, though, someone's got to have energy. Someone's got to have energy towards somebody else. That has to happen.
And somebody got to
say something. Someone's got to say, this dude is soft. This dude is whatever. This dude's overrated. Now, the entire fan base is going to go after that guy. Social media is like kerosene, right? Social media is legit kerosene, right? You just need to light the flame. Light the flame, baby. Light the flame.
The difference, though, Penn, is that you have some guys who they're involved in this smoke and they don't know that they're involved in this smoke. For example, with Wemby, I don't think Chet knows that he's involved in this smoke.
No, he knows.
Chet 100% does. Chet wants to smoke.
Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example. Let me give you an example.
Why would he not be aware of something that directly involves him?
Wembanyama is very polite with his disrespect, but I do appreciate how disrespectful he can be because I do love it. He talked about how when he got to the league, a lot of guys were very disappointing. Y'all know that quote, right? He was like, I looked at these guys from far away, but now that I'm up close, it's like very disappointing. Put a name on that, Wemby. Stop being polite and European about it. Put a name on it. Tell us that Jason Tatum. I don't think he's talking to everybody. I think there's certain guys that he's singling out, and he's basically saying there's certain guys. He said it. He's like, there's certain guys that I really admired from far away, but now that I see it's close up, and I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed with their work ethic. I'm not impressed with how they approach the game. So tell me that you're talking about. Tell me you're talking about Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown or Joel Embiid, because now the next time you face that team, because what's going to happen? What's going to happen? Every Tatum super fan, probably including Chilltown, is going to be like, oh, Wemby talking smack, wait for him to win one. And then what happens? The next time Wemby versus Tatum, it's box office. We got to watch it. We got to see, is he going to back it up, right? Yep. The thing that Joel Embiid talking all that smack about Joker, Joel is the only reason that's even a rivalry to begin with. He was the one bitching about MVPs. He's the one talking about Jokic being overrated. Jokic talking about horses. Jokic talking about, whoever wants to win, it's cool. You guys want to vote? I don't care. That's not how you start rivalries. You start rivalries with fighting. You start rivalries with deep playoff series that go down to a game 7. You start it with talking through the media. You start with that. So if Giannis comes out right now and he says, the Magic are cool, but Paolo's overrated. Damn.
That's not where it starts.
Now I got some smoke.
Pin, that's not where it starts, Pin. It has to. You can't. Can the rivalry just be started because you're talking shit in the media and
you got to back it up.
But that's where it starts. It's got to be started. It's got to be started when we on the court and you feel me all game. You know that I'm here. I'm hitting you every time you come to the lane. I'm trying to give you buckets. I'm pointing you out on defense like I got him. You know what I'm saying? You got to back it up on the court. And with that being said, you got to keep that same energy every time, whether you win or you lose. My thing is, if you're gonna talk shit when you winning, you better talk shit when you losing too.
Who doing that though, Ox? Who was doing that?
When we had the in-season tournament and Tyrese Halliburton did the Dame time celebration against Dame.
Yep.
That to me, when he was up, by the way, that to me is how you start a rivalry. Because that clip is going to go viral. All the Dame fans are going to be atting all the Pacers fans. There's going to be haters. You need that energy. What am I saying? Social media is kerosene. Light the flame. How do you light the flame? I don't know. Like you could do a dude celebration. You could do the bye.
Yeah, but Pin, the best rivalries were pre-social media though.
Okay, that doesn't mean that in social media you can't amplify it. Are you telling me right? No. If Jordan had a Twitter account back in the 90s and you had unfiltered access to how he felt about people talking about Clyde, well, then all the stuff that the media was doing back then, interpreting his quotes, well, he's just doing it himself now. Now he'd be like KD. He'd be like, I don't know, up at 2 a.m. gambling. That bum Clyde Drexler is an absolute asshole. Like don't compare me to Clyde Drexler. Signed Michael Jeffrey Jordan.
Okay, cool. Got that on tape too, by the way, Ox. We would have got that on tape. Somebody would have got that on tape. Like, don't compare.
What I'm saying is these young athletes today,
But my thing is Jordan. We all know back in those days, Jordan was the bring it to your front door type though. Like, he gonna see you and holler at you. I can't pretend like I know how dudes will act if they have social media, so I'm not gonna do that.
Right.
But I do know that Jordan didn't need social media. I do know that Jordan was gonna talk that shit to you in your face when he seen you in front of cameras, in front of anybody. He's not hiding how he feels about you.
Well, we had
we
had social media. We just had it in a small sample size. We
had the
newspaper. We had the news, and that's where it came from. Mike. You got Drex. You and Drex are the two best two guards in the game, and the word on the street is that he's just as good as you are. You guys are a mirror of each other. Wait, what? You think he's as nice as I am? No.
Sure, don't you think that felt a little more authentic? Don't you think that felt, I think that felt a little more authentic. I feel this way. I think social media is so watered down.
But Jordan also said that like he doesn't think you can consider anybody to go do the eras too. So I don't know if he actually would have said that about Clyde. I think he would have Jordan's moments. I think the vulnerability stuff would have come out like negative stuff about Jay or like interviews and all that stuff. But I mean, Jordan, even now, like Jordan's kind of a hider. Like he doesn't like public.
Right, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying, Swiper. Like it doesn't to me that internet beef and Twitter finger shit. That's corny. Like that's corny. Don't do that on the internet. And then when we playing this, it's just we decide here. We're just playing ball, guys. Nah, I hate you. You know what I'm saying? When I hate you when I see you. When I hate you when I see you on TV. I hate you when I'm asleep. I hate you when I'm in the shower. I hate you when I'm driving to work. I hate you when I'm doing everything. It's not. I just don't hate you on the internet. When I see you in your face, it's on. Like I just think the social media aspect of it just makes it so corny.
Dunking on Mutombo, finally getting that dunk on Mutombo and doing this. That's like one of the most memorable moments. Like rivalries are created through moments like that, where there's this ongoing thing where, Dikembe saying, he never dunked on me. He never dunked on me. He never dunked on me. Then he dunks on him. But that was to me, that's a story. Man. That's how you create stories.
But that was also a playful moment. Like they talked about that at the All-Star game too.
For sure.
It was playful, but it was serious.
But it wasn't the same. But it wasn't the same.
Dunked on him.
Now when Jordan got the ball with
I am gonna get in your face and tell you that you didn't dunk on me, but it's not the same as him butting heads with Xavier McDaniel going
that's what I was gonna say. That's what I was gonna bring up. That right there. That was a brawl. Real beef. Yeah, real beef.
I really got a problem. And me and Patrick Ewing, we grew up together, but I'm down to throw hands with this dude.
Right. But to Swiper's point though, with that with that Mutombo, it was playful because they were friends. They were friends, but at the same time, it's like when we get on this hardwood, I'm coming after you. There is no playing. It's like for instance, when you talk about what'd you say?
You know who we never did that to? Chill. Who Jordan never do that to? Larry.
But see, that's because Larry Bird wasn't going for that. It's like this.
Never.
I look at it like Ali and Joe Frazier. They was in that ring trying to kill each other.
They were friends,
but they loved each other though.
Yeah,
like,
Joe.
Like they loved him as they loved each other as men, but as competitors,
Facts.
we got to fight because we got to feed our families. Joe Frazier didn't have to fight Ali. He didn't have to do that. Yep. But out of love and respect, I'm gonna knock your head off. You know what I'm saying?
And Joe behind the scene, everybody don't know this. Everybody don't know this about Joe.
Culture.
It's not that sucker Floyd Mayweather stuff. No, we out here. We are competitors. We are out here to get at each other. We're not going. We're not just going to be stacking money up on the table talking shit on social media. That's so
corny. I feel like when sometimes when we generalize though, like there are players that do that. It's just I think the it's just not like as pronounced. I think AAU, social media, most of us grew up together. Giannis also was like that. Giannis said, "I'm not working out with KD and them," because Giannis he looks at them as contemporaries.
Seen Rico Hines at UCLA.
Yeah, that's not what I do. Jokic doesn't do that. Giannis doesn't do that. SGA doesn't do that. If anything, Wemby also doesn't do that. I think there's a trend here, Ox. The trend is a lot of these international dudes, they just don't do some of the stuff that some of these other American players do typically. I'm not saying everyone, but
Luka doesn't do that either.
Luke, but I'm saying even Luka and Joker, they go at it. but they're obviously like best
They're
of friends.
very, very good friends.
Yeah, but they
hang out all
go
the time.
at it. But I think Ox, if anything, is honestly like I think there is a reflection of that in the culture. But I think the thing is, it's just not pronounced off of like real beef because we're all multimillionaires. We're all doing. Go ahead.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought that up, Swiper, because I wanna expand on that by asking you a question. Where has that gone? What's the problem? Why don't we have that anymore?
What gone? What can you be specific?
The rivalries. Why don't we have FU? Why don't we have I'm better than him? No, you're not. And these rivalries between these teams and between these players. And this dude ain't me. I'm better than him. Why don't we have that Booker?
Money makes you civilized. Would you agree? Money makes you a little too much money makes you a little too civilized. Would you agree?
Not when you already a shark, no.
Yes, it does because it did.
No, it don't. Who's more uncivilized
that's
than
not
these?
true.
Okay,
100%. Apollo Creed had to take Rocky back to the hood.
I'm so glad that you brought up Apollo Creed.
I'm talking about no. When
he's driving Ferraris, I gotta take him back to the hood to get him right.
Yo,
these businessmen in these suits are the most uncivilized people. They are straight animals. They are. That's how they got rich because they will eat your lunch
where
in front of your kids. They don't.
When you go to the game, where's the most energy?
I don't want that. I don't want my players to be that way.
In the front row or in the nosebleeds? It's in the nosebleeds, right? Because when you had to,
I want animals.
Because let me tell you something. When you have to pay, when you had to pay 15% of your weekly check to afford to go to the game, you getting your money's worth. You're screaming. You want to make sure everybody hears you, right? I'm saying like. Oh, I swear to God, Sylvester Stallone and the Rocky franchise literally devoted 5 or 6 films, 7 films, even Creed now, devoting that time to telling us the same message in every single movie. Mm-hmm. When you're desperate, you got the eye of the tiger, right? When you're desperate, you're going to have a certain energy about you. So I'm saying like a lot of these kids are super rich early. There's a lot of NIL deals now. You're making people like extremely not desperate. The social media makes them celebrities. They don't have to fight for it. You look at the guys, and now, Swiper, you brought up a whole bunch of these European guys. They didn't come up with necessarily the same level of hype, right? And African players. Okay, let me tell you another player who has that energy. Damian Lillard. Weber State, underdog, right? He didn't come up with all that hype. He had to fight. He had to claw. He had to actually
in high school too, because it wasn't his city. It was Will Cherry City. It wasn't Dame.
Absolutely. So this underdog mentality of I'm not getting my respect. That's what builds that kind of attitude of looking down at me. Now you're gonna see me. Well, I don't have to fight for that if I'm on mixtapes when I'm 13, 14. I'm getting signed an NIL deal when I'm 16, 17, 18. I'm a multi-millionaire by the time I come into this. No, it's making them a little soft.
I mean, among the top 10 players, even how many of them were actually blue chips now? I mean, Luka was a blue chip.
At what age? Because Joel Embiid, say what you want about him. I mean, yes, he is an African prospect from Cameroon, but he has a lot of that sort of energy.
No, but I'm saying right? I think even Embiid had to work through 2.5 years of injuries, right? So he had to overcome like the tremendous obstacle,
underrated. He was underrated as a freshman. When
Joel Embiid was coming up in the EBYL, nobody really knew much about him. What is it called again?
EYBL.
I don't know what I'm. Anyway, he wasn't really that popular. I mean, I one of my best friends, I got introduced you to Indiana. He made it clear to me. He's like, he hardly played those first couple of years when he was in the EYBL. He wasn't playing very much. It wasn't until he got to college and he then blossomed into a great player. But I mean, him being a blue chip, I don't think that had anything to do with
I think if you look at the league, my point is I think if you look at the league now, there are a lot of blue chip guys, but there's a lot of not blue chip guys that turned out to be superstars to stars. I think, Jokic, Brunson, Giannis, like those are players that all overcame like significant obstacles either in their career and or personal. Obviously, the top of the list is Bron, like
Jimmy Butler.
Jimmy Butler's another one out of Marquette.
Bingo.
Pascal Siakam was another one. Remember, Pascal was a late round draft pick.
Pascal has no energy for anybody at all. Okay,
No. But I'm
think.
talking
Really?
it's not energy for other people. Not energy for other people. I'm talking about just
Really?
for them, like in their own development. Go ahead.
Okay. You said European players, African players. Think about some American players that have that dog. Okay, Trae Young. What's the common thread here? Trae Young, Damian Lillard, a little underrated. I'm just saying this.
Steph Curry was by far.
Trae Young was not underrated at Norman North. He was a celebrity in high school.
Trae Young was not underrated. He was amazing.
Cooking.
Yo,
I remember my cousin
don't
hit me
think
up
Trae
about
Young
him
was.
when he was a sophomore in high school. Like, yo, this kid's
what was the conversation when he got to the league? Did he get his respect?
He was getting love in Oklahoma in high school and in college. Trae,
Bro.
it's not always about that being the underdog. It's just about who you are. It's about what's inside of you. What kind of heart do you got? That's what it is. It doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah, I
know dogs in the suburbs, and I know soft dudes from the hood. It doesn't matter. It's about who you
SGA
are.
got a lot of dogs.
That's what it is.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but SGA also wasn't
it's not even about the money. Like if you're an animal without money, you're gonna be an animal with money. If you're not with money, you're not gonna be without it. It's just who you are.
Yeah, I think Penn. I don't want to get lost on the money because I think Ox is 100%. I'm saying like SGA was the what pick was he? 12?
11.
He was 11th overall pick. Came in as a defensive specialist, and then he blossomed into like a potentially all-time great player at some point in time. Potentially, right? I think you look at Larry out of Indiana. I mean, look at Magic and what he came out of. Again, Magic grew up in the suburbs. Like he grew up to a middle-class black family, but Magic went and had something about him that changed what was happening. I mean, Jordan coming out of his family, out of his situation. Obviously, the story about him not making varsity as a sophomore and all that. I'm saying typically with players like that are people, more especially people. There's something about them that makes them great, that
Kobe.
they truly overcome.
His dad was an NBA player.
100%.
He was considered diaper dandies. They called him diaper dandies, and they said that he was going to be soft because he grew up in Italy. There's the European thing there. He was getting beat up in Philly and all that stuff when he came over. But that dude, look, it's just how you internalize events. Okay, everybody can see themselves as an underdog. Okay, and certain people can get a little bit too gassed up on their own supply, right? Sure. Social media is going to give you plenty of time to get delusional about yourself. There was that quote from the UCLA head coach where he said, "You can't coach delusional." That's just it. You can't coach delusional.
He is so tired of his team, and I don't blame him.
He is over them dudes.
He is so tired of them.
He is sick of them dudes. If he could get a new crew, he would have a new crew today.
When I first heard that, I was dying. Shit. I'm like, yes, he is done with these kids, bro.
You could win MVP and still you could still see yourself today. Look,
oh man, that's hilarious.
I always say there's 4 types of people in this world, right? I'm gonna drop some wisdom on this one. There's 4 types of people in this world. There's the type of people that can be motivated by only positive things. So good things happen to them, they're motivated. There's a type of person that can be motivated by negative things. So only when they lose, that's when they get to the gym. That's when they get on the grind. Only when people are talking shit about them. There's a third type of person that don't get motivated by nothing. Nothing moves them. Positive, negative, nothing. And then there's the 4th type of person. That's your SGA, your Kobe Bryant, your Michael Jordan. That's that dude. Where SGA, everything Kobe that happens is fuel. Everything that happens is fuel. You say, great game, Mike.
You are really trying to put SGA in this group, aren't you?
Mentality. Not legacy.
By the way,
mentality.
You are not going to stop until you get
SGA
in this group.
Penn, I want you to keep going, but Ox, this SGA, Kobe Bryant conversation, you know why we have to have it? Here's why we have to have it. The reason why we have to have it is the same reason why.
Because we're the media. We're the new media.
No, okay,
everybody's the
no,
media.
I don't want you to get distracted. So remove SGA from it. It's fine.
Let's stay right here. The reason why we have to have this conversation, Ox, is because same reason why you put small fires out. Because if you don't put a small fire out, you know what it turns into?
Gotcha.
It turns into a blaze, Ox. And the next thing you know, we got some whole other shit going on. And we could have stopped this a long time ago. That's why we got to talk about it.
What did I miss about SGA? What did I just miss?
He keep trying to put SGA with Kobe and Jordan.
Why he have to be in those conversations at all? Why can't he just be?
He shouldn't.
I just leave it there. There's a 4th type of person, and I contextualize it for a player.
But as you would say,
for fans who are super young.
We're on number 4.
I mean, shoot, that's the 4th type of player, and I mean, you see that with Michael specifically. You could say, "Nice game, Mike. Nice game, Mike." and he's going to bust your ass for saying nice game. Don't talk to me. Or you could say, oh, you're not really the
That
greatest
is
of all
sick.
time.
It is my bad. I'm sorry.
It is
I'm
a
sorry.
sickness. It is a sickness. But that's the thing with Kobe. It was like he was winning championships and seeing himself as the underdog because
So wait a
everyone was
second.
saying Shaq was better than him.
Real quick on that, Pin. So y'all are telling me that it didn't used to disgust you when you were playing and there was a guy that's guarding you that you know he's scared and you score back. He's that's a nice move. That used to disgust me. Like it has some heart. What are you talking about? Nice move.
Don't talk to me. You, not you.
What do you mean nice move? You better play some defense.
Shut up.
Right, you're okay with that?
There was a rule.
Your opponent telling you, "Oh, that's nice."
There was a rule.
I'll be that dude because I'll be locking your ass, and if you give me a good one, I'll be like, God.
There was a rule with Michael Jordan that you just don't talk.
That's different once you have a mutual respect for each other. But when you're clearly just shook, like talking about nice move, yeah, I'm giving you 30.
Yo, Pin, I do want to say one thing. I'm glad you brought up Kobe, and I'm glad you of everybody brought up Kobe because today happens to be the 19th year anniversary of when Kobe went up to Toronto and showed the North about the South and put 81 on y'all head. So shout out to Kobe Bryant, shout out to Toronto, and
shout out to Jalen Rose, Sam Mitchell, Chris Bosh, Morris Peterson.
I think
we're just gonna guard Kobe single coverage. He's not gonna beat us, dumbass. No wonder he never got another job.
When that Bryant SGA conversation was brought up, it was brought up with people looking at Bryant all time. I wasn't looking at it like that. I was looking at what Bryant was in year 7 and what SGA is in year 7. That's what I was looking at it as. I wasn't looking at it as he's got 5 championships and he's got 30,000 points and he's the all-time leading scorer in Lakers. No, I'm talking about in 2002, 2003, which was year 7 for Bryant, compared to what SGA had done up until this point. What he had done up until this point, I don't think it's comparable. This is why I feel like this is a small fire that needs to be put out right now. Now, I can appreciate how you feel about SGA as a player because I love him too. I love everything about him. He doesn't play above the rim like Bryant does. I don't think he plays downhill like Bryant does. I think Bryant's box work is much better than his. I think Bryant is a better one-on-one defender than he is. I think Bryant is better on the glass than him. I think Bryant is better in transition. I think Bryant is a better overall player in year 7. And I can compound that with in year 7, despite everything that SGA was doing, Bryant was getting on a plane after being in court during the day and coming back to the Staples Center that night, and I'm 37-6 on a Tuesday. I was doing that. That was my refuge. So I think this is a conversation that needs to be had so it could be shut down right now so we don't have to move forward with this.
Okay. Well, I feel like when you set up SGA Kobe conversations, for me personally, I think that takes away on both ends. Like, I think Kobe is criminally underrated as in terms of what he was. Now, if you don't think he was the best in the world, like I don't think he was solidified at certain points, but that's just me. Like, but I also think he's clearly like a GOAT level player that was playing in that era. There's no conversation. I think SGA is having one of the best guard seasons we have seen in the modern NBA. He is a deserved everything he gets this year. He 100% deserves. He's one of the most unique players I've ever watched in the sport. And I think I don't want to set him up for failure though by saying Kobe or Jordan or any other player because we don't know what he's going to do. Like if they don't win, I don't think they're going to win the title. I don't even know if they're making the finals this year. If they don't, I don't think like that to me is not like that's not going to be a stain on SGA's reputation. Like they're still super young. They don't have any real shooting. I think their shooting is going to collapse in the playoffs. They're like not all, even at the top of the league right now in terms of their effective field goal percentage. They're like 11th this season. There are very real reasons why they may not win. And it ain't got nothing to do with how good or not good SGA is. He's going to be probably spectacular. But I just don't want to set it up to like, well, Kobe, not you, Penn, but I'm saying the narrative is like, well, Kobe, he got three rings by the time he was this. It's like, well, the circumstances are 100% different.
Forget all that. I think the numbers are so eerily similar. The personalities are eerily similar. We got quiet composition killers. Okay, they're not rah-rah. They're not screaming in your face. They're not animated. They're just cold. They're cold killers, man. They got that sort of serial killer vibe, you know, where they kill you with the silence. They kill you with the stare. Okay, per 100 possessions. This is crazy. Kobe Bean Bryant, 35.8 points per game, per 100 on his career. Shea is 34.4. They're basically both 35, 7, and 7 on their career. Shea's got a few more assists. Kobe's got a few more rebounds. Shea's more efficient, and Kobe had more of a volume. 5.1 box plus minus on their career for Shea. 4.6 for Kobe. 22.9 PER for Kobe. 22.8 for Shea. Again, Shea is still in his prime. Presumably, his best is still yet to come. So I'm comparing the whole spectrum of it. They are very close as players. They are ridiculously close. You have not seen a player quite like Kobe since Shea. Now, you may say there's certain differences.
Dwayne Wade.
Damn, you're right. You're right. My bad.
That's what I'm saying. I feel like we're jumping the gun a little bit. Like Wade to me is getting criminally underrated in this conversation right now.
I don't think he's getting. I don't think he's getting underrated. I think most people widely consider him. I think most people consider him the third best shooting guard of all time behind Michael and Kobe. And if Shai Gilgeous-Alexander can approach, you know, by the time he's 28, if he can approach top 5, top 6 conversations, he'll be clearing guys probably like Dr. J, probably in the all-time shooting guard.
Dr. J wasn't a shooting guard.
What, small forward?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Well, Dr. I personally, you know, I'm the Dr. J guy. I just think the ABA gets washed. I think that's why people disrespect Dr. J. I just think they don't look at the ABA at all. That's why Dr. J didn't get brought up in all-time great conversation.
So who's 4 and 5? Is it Manu? Does Manu get some love?
Shooting guard?
You got James
Tracy
Harden,
McGrady?
Allen Iverson,
Clyde. You got Clyde.
Yeah,
Clyde.
James
Clyde.
Harden.
Okay, cool. So I think Shea will finish his career comfortably in Dwayne Wade and Kobe Bryant conversations. I think he'll be
2. So between 3 and 2.
Yeah, so I think he'll be one of the top 25 players of all time.
Maybe.
That's what I see in him, and I see a dude who's getting better. Look, man, I learned a long time ago. You trust the work, right? When a guy like DeMar DeRozan showed you year after year after year after year, every time he come back, new counter, new skill set. You're like, damn, maybe not everybody stops growing at 24 like Vince did. No disrespect to Vince Carter. Love Vince Carter. But there wasn't new wrinkles being added to his game every single year. There wasn't like a new level of dominance every single year. He became a better shooter. Congratulations. But he became a worse defender, worse across the board as an athlete. So the guys like Shea who take their craft as meticulously and as seriously as this dude does on that team, locked into probably a dynastic run through the West for the next 6 years with a young core that's perfectly built around him. Which
I think they can hold together too, by the way.
They can. And it's very good coaching, very smart management.
Yep.
I'm gonna say this. I mean, people always say I'm up here capping for Jokic and capping for the Euros and all that stuff. I'm gonna say this right now. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, if I had a vote, he would be my MVP.
I think 100%. He's the league MVP too. And on top of that,
hold on. I just, again, like, this is what I mean about like come back with counters. It's like not you. James, this is what's crazy to me. James Harden left the Thunder, got traded, stepped on the court with the Rockets, and was damn near an All-NBA player immediately. Like, he was an All-NBA player immediately. And then every single year for basically 6 straight seasons, got better, got more efficient, and literally functionally changed the way offensive basketball was played. He became the most dominant perimeter guard scorer ever. So this is what I'm saying. If James Harden had a ring, not you pin per se, the narrative. If James Harden got a ring, the conversation about him being solidified as the 3rd or 4th best shooting guard ever, it would be so far out of the water. But the issue is he ran into, I think, the Warriors. That functionally changed how people view him. He got labeled a playoff dropper for bad series. Shea didn't have a good series versus the Pelicans. Had a very good series versus Dallas, but he's young. James, he has a long runway. Every single time James Harden stepped into the arena to go win a ring, there was some bogus stuff that happened. And Penn, if he won in 2021, hold on, stop. Don't do that. Don't do that. Because
this man has played with a Hall of Fame All-Star roster.
Ron, you're going to distract.
He's played with the Hall of Fame All-Star roster. I'm not giving James no passes at all.
This is not adding to the conversation. in 2020-21, they absolutely would have won if he didn't tear his quad. They 100% would have won. That's what he got injured.
I don't like the woulda, coulda, shoulda.
Hold on.
I just want to say Allen Iverson would have won. Allen Iverson would have won.
You said woulda, coulda, shoulda. You're literally doing woulda, You're literally doing possibilities and probability with SGA. I'm just telling you what happened and what possibly could have happened.
Coulda. That's
what you're doing. Hypotheticals. I'm giving you a hypothetical in response about James Harden relative to who he played.
He shouldn't have been a king of diamonds. He should have been working out his bum ass squad.
I'm not a Harden hater at all. I love James
Harden. But you're doing probabilities and hyper.
But James Harden doesn't get hurt, and Kawhi doesn't get hurt either. So
okay, here's the thing.
All right,
you said that he showed up in Houston and he came and he was a better player every single year. When I'm going to tell you right now, James, 100%. you could say he got better, but James Harden between 2011, 2012, and 2018, 2019 climbed gradually, but it wasn't every single year like clockwork. It's not like every single year he came back and boom, there's another step.
You said gradually in clockwork. Clockwork is gradual.
Okay, what I'm saying is it happened very slowly. But it wasn't like some sort of mammoth jump every year. There was
wait, hold on. There's 2014, 15, 16, and then 17. This is literally what happened in 17.
Okay, but that's not what's happening with Shea here.
That is 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023, and then 2024 is by far his best season he's ever had.
Let me rephrase. What I'm saying is Shea's jumps are bigger. Shea's jumps are bigger.
This one individual season is not over yet.
His starting point. Look, Shea did not come in as a top 3 pick. Shea did not come in as a franchise altering type of talent. I want to say this: Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, from year 1 to year 7,
no, he did not. He wasn't a transplant. He was not a franchise player like that.
Harden was a number 3 pick.
No, yes. he said a franchise altering player. That he was a 6-man. That's not definitively not
because they had a bomb squad in Oklahoma City. That's why.
But I'm saying to you, even as good as he was still coming off the bench. Not even for Russ. Not even for Russ. By the way. And then
is that not a fact? Swiping is telling the truth. This is
and then he had a very good series versus the Spurs. He was the reason he won the Spurs series. 100%. 100%. Very similar to SGA when he played versus the Golden State Warriors, had a good series as a rook. Like there were levels to this. And then once James Harden left the team, he became James Harden.
I would argue he was their second best player. So the fact that he came off the bench was largely
over Russ.
I would argue he was their second or third maximum worst best player. So saying he's coming off the bench is disingenuous as hell.
Okay? I know it sounds ridiculous.
Okay.
Really quickly, I want you to keep going, Penn. I want you to keep going, Penn. But I know
Shea Gilgeous-Alexander was like the 5th.
I actually went back and watched some old Oklahoma City film. You are 100% right. They were using James Harden. They were using James Harden as their stopper on the perimeter. He was their guy who was fighting around screens. He was their point of attack defender. He was their guy. He was their closeout guy, which is ridiculous because I'm trying to figure out what happened because he ultimately became a scorer who now kind of just went away from that. But when he was in Oklahoma City, he was 100% their guy on defense.
He didn't become the offensive engine that he is until literally again, Penn. This is what I'm saying. I was shocked because you're a little older than me, so like you remember this more than I do. I was genuinely shocked. The first game James Harden Mars. Because you're a James Harden fan. What did James Harden have that first game he stepped in with the Rockets?
25. I think 25.
He had
25 and 11.
He had 25 and 12. Where he had like 39. It was one of his
that was the next game, Oz. That was the next game.
His first game, he had like double-digit assists. I want to say 25 and 12. And then his second game, he had like 39.
Yeah, I was like...
No. His first game, I'm looking at it now because I'm underselling him. 37 and 12, his first game.
There we go.
And then his second game, he had 45.
This is what I'm saying. Like, it happened immediately, and it was just like, oh no, I'm tripping. I was wrong. I thought, oh, good trade by Houston, and then he was a superstar once he touched the court, and he was a clear number 1 option. So we don't know what he could have been.
I'm talking simply rise over run. I'm talking simply slope. Okay, that's all I'm talking about. I'm talking trajectory. I'm telling you, I don't know if this is the peak of Shea. I don't know if this is what he hits, and then he doesn't hit a next level. If there is a next level, though,
he's shooting 60% from 2 right now. So. He's shooting 60% from 2, so it could be. It could be. We've never seen a guard do this before, so it could be. Who knows?
I'm saying that he is in some. If you think the conversations around Shea right now are uncomfortable, they're about to get a hella uncomfortable if he takes another jump like this. That's what I'm saying. Because right now,
Well,
we are talking about one of the best guard seasons of all time. Okay. At the age of 26, from a player that has shown you an ability to not get complacent and not get high on his own supply, and a guy who has come back every single year like clockwork for the last 4 years with a jump that can be only quantified to me as a 2 times jump. How I see it is Shai Gilgeous-Alexander year to year is jumping by like 50% every year.
Well,
I haven't seen a growth like this over 4 years. Yo, in 2021, 2022.
You haven't seen a jump like this?
Bear with me for a second.
4 years.
In 2021, 2022, that year just happened. That year just happened. He was not top 20 in MVP voting. Nobody saw him as a franchise level changing talent in 2021, 2022. 2022, 2023 happens. He's top 5 in MVP voting. People are like, still losing, not, but he makes a first-time All-Star. From first-time All-Star within 2 years to be entering Kobe Bryant conversations. Do you understand?
For who?
Shai.
Who's entering Kobe conversations?
Shai.
According to who? No, but I'm saying, you're putting him in Kobe conversations. Like that's what I'm saying. This is not a consensus.
He is having a season that is single-handedly more efficient than any season of Kobe's life.
But Penn, we've done not Penn.
Yes,
Swiper, we've
so
done
what? But I'm agreeing with you. He's a great player.
Yes,
I'm saying but why is Kobe being? This is
because because the same reason why Kobe is being brought up. The same reason why Kobe is being brought up.
If he doesn't finish the job, what happens now? He's not
right,
Kobe.
and then we gotta wait until he does. But we can't act like this. We can't act like we haven't had these conversations in the past. It was just 6 months ago. We were talking about what does LeBron James look like in year 5 compared to Luka in year 5.
Who? From Mavs fans. Basketball people weren't having that discussion.
We did this with Jay back in the days. How good was Michael Jordan compared to Dr. J at this time? How good was Shaq? Because just so you know, Swiper, Shaq in year 4, he was a top 50 player.
Michael Jordan got drafted in 84. By the time 1986, 87 turned around, he was the best player in the sport.
Compared to Chamberlain. We're talking about Shaq and Chamberlain in 1996.
Shaq walked in giving you basically 27 and 12, and he was dominant from the start. I agree.
No, he wasn't doing that. But the point is that we compare players all the time, even players who haven't done what these other players have already done. We do that all the time.
No, chill. This is my issue with it. What happens is SGA is doing this right now. And if SGA fails and doesn't win the title, they're going to say he failed. And I'm saying, well, no, this is just relative to what he is. It's a development process. It takes a while to get there. It takes a while to figure it out. Because if he has a bad series in any one of these series, they're going to say, see, well, I told you were glazing them. I told you were glossing them. And I'm saying, I just don't think that's fair to him. Let him finish the year out. Let him do what he got to do. If he win MVP, it's one of the best seasons ever. That's it.
Swiper, basketball talks weren't made to be fair, Swiper. It was made just to, first to talk hoop and, competitive and whatnot. Now, mind you, I don't like the conversation. It's brought up, but I think we can dead it as fast as it's been brought up. I don't mind the fact that, okay, SGA is the best guard in the NBA today, right? Okay, boom. So let's compare him with somebody like Kobe Bryant. Okay, we did it. It's over. He's not Kobe. He won't be Kobe. Boom. Simple. We put the fire out just like you said, you.
All right, fellas. We are going to change gears. Before we do that, chat, subscribe, like the video, become a member. Salute to our Hall of Famers. That includes Tracy Steele. That includes Multi Kinney. That includes Cobra Son of Raditz. Salute to you guys. Also, too, in case you don't know, now you know that you can catch us on playback tonight. The Cleveland Cavaliers are playing against the Houston Rockets.
Let's go, Cavs.
And we will be there tonight watching this game. So make sure you pull up and show out.
Let's go, Cavs.
With us.
Yes, sir. Evan Mobley. Let's go. Yeah. Let's go, chill.
Morris, you letting them clap on you like that? Me personally,
Evan Mobley's not playing tonight.
Oh, so never mind. They might lose.
They
might lose.
But all right, y'all. I got some super chats, so we're gonna dive into this. And then also, right after we get through a few of these super chats, we have to talk about what Phoenix just did yesterday and what some players have been saying as well. No trade clauses have been potentially waived. So we'll get to that in a second. But my man Carlos Hernandez said, if I was Joel, I would want to be sitting and resting the games before going to Denver. He's obviously ducking the smoke. He lets his team down as well. That's like Luka sitting out when healthy versus OKC and SGA.
When did he do that?
But Joel's not healthy, so it's not like that at all. In fact,
Lucas sat out versus OKC.
I already went through it.
Oh, he said it's like that.
But it's not like that because the big difference is Lucas sitting out when healthy versus Joel Embiid right now is not healthy. So it's not like that in any capacity. Like that is the definitive difference. That's what makes it not comparable. And also he does miss the games leading up to the Denver games. The only time that didn't happen was last season when it was being reported that he could barely go in general. Then he missed the Denver game and the following Portland game, then came back against the Warriors and tore his meniscus. So we saw how that went. And then the 23 season, which I think everyone will admit, he ducked that one. I said that when we had this conversation 8 months ago, nothing changed. And every other one before that, he was missing 12 games surrounding the Denver miss. So he was very clearly hurt. So, yeah, that was a stupid comparison.
That black guy said, it's absolutely baffling to me that we have a guy like Embiid who tries to play as much as he can, even in times when he shouldn't, but we still slander him as much as possible. Y'all are sick.
He gets he deserves what he deserves, and he doesn't deserve some of the others. I think I've absolutely said he whines. We have evidence of him whining, have evidence of him slandering players in media. We have evidence of him throwing teammates under the bus. And yeah, but he deserves a lot more credit than he does get at the same time.
We have evidence of him poking his lip out and crying when Kawhi walked him down too. Got evidence of that.
You ain't ever cried after a basketball game, Ox?
Come on, man.
One time I did. Yeah, I did one time.
Okay.
And that was for an AAU game, mind you.
No, it wasn't. That's when Klay Thompson cooked us for the state championship.
That's what I'm saying. There you go, right there. So he lost in a playoff game in the NBA. Can't cry.
How much Klay have done it?
Yeah, how much Klay put on y'all?
He had 35.
How much did he give you?
Man, I got video evidence of the refs cheating. He went to block it. I smacked it, and they called a foul. I got video evidence of it. I can show you.
How much did you give? What did you give him that day?
Not much. I was in foul trouble. I think I had like 9 or 11. But I wasn't our star player though. Chase Tapley had 37, but I wasn't there to do my job. It was on me. I was in foul trouble.
We got guys that get. The game can be emotional. Ox, damn, they lost in the East Finals. They lost in the East Semifinals in overtime on a buzzer beater.
They did me bad.
That was
I'll just poke fun. I poke fun at him, you know what I'm saying? Just because it was funny. It was funny.
What?
It was funny to meet you, you know what I'm saying? I know it wasn't funny to him.
No, it was not. It was heartbreaking.
I know. I'm probably wrong for poking fun at him, but whatever. He'll be all right.
My senior year, we lost on a half-court buzzer beater in the semifinals. Half-court buzzer beater semifinal by my dog too that I grew up with. Shout out Miko.
The thing about it though, just to be honest though, Swiper, you got to know like Klay Thompson didn't really blow up until then. Like before that, like it was like Drew Holiday and them dudes down there that we was known about. So
right,
and
wait, you said Drew Holiday?
Yeah,
the Holiday boys are from Cali.
Yeah, yeah. What?
From
I
LA.
completely forgot about that, bro.
Drew was a
That's why.
I'm
dumb. Yeah, he went to UCLA. Yeah. I remember.
Yeah, they went to Campbell. Was it Campbell Hill? They went. Yeah, Drew was a legend. We played against Drew. Justin.
Who's the best one to play? That you saw. Which one was the best in high school coming out?
Drew been like this. Drew
was better in high school. Like Drew is a legend, bro. He been like this, bro.
And it's in the genes too, to Ox's point, because
the whole family, bro. Dad,
my mother played basketball at the University of Arizona, and my father played basketball at Arizona. I think Arizona State. I think those
Campbell Hall,
yeah, he played Arizona.
And you know what? Drew is legitimately great. And he's one of the only people one of the only NBA players I know. He is not the best athlete in his own immediate family. Because Lauren Holiday was like that. Oh my God,
his sister?
No, his wife. She was an Olympian.
The soccer
she was a goated scorer, dog. She was crazy.
All right,
Ox,
I'm getting back to these super chats.
No, go ahead.
Yep.
Medved said he came down with the Jokic-itis.
Yeah.
Damn.
That's about right.
Carlos Hernandez said, speaking of smoke, I think every team has a bounty on Luka's head after last season. And everyone is taking it out on the Mavs. The freaking Hornets beat us the other day.
I mean, you are the defending Western Conference champs. That's what happens. You know, I
don't know if they got smoke. I think they're respected. Like you play versus the Mavs,
they got a target on their back, Swiper.
Yeah,
you got to play hard because they play
just
hard. They're
losing,
physical. They got a big interior. Like that's a tough team to play against.
The road to the NBA Finals goes through Dallas. Until somebody drops them, the road to the NBA Finals goes through Dallas. Until somebody drops them, they the champs.
That's a yellow brick road, my brother. Go ahead, next super chat.
20 Hardaway said rivalries are bred through familiarity. He said the best ones are in the East because those teams always see each other, like the Celtics and the Heat. All the parity in the West makes it hard for rivalries to grow.
That ain't true because the Sacramento Kings and the Los Angeles Lakers, that was a real thing. That was going on. That was absolutely happening.
20 years ago, though.
San Antonio and Oklahoma City, that was going on. The Warriors in Oklahoma City, that was going on. So KD went to Golden State, that was going on.
I don't know if that was really a rivalry.
Swipe, what do you mean by that?
It was becoming that.
What?
I mean, maybe.
What does it mean by that? You said it was a yellow brick road. What does that mean? What you mean by that?
What does it mean? You ever seen Wizard of Oz? You ever seen Wizard of Oz?
No.
Wait.
I've seen parts.
Have you seen the Michael Jackson Wizard of Oz?
I've seen parts of it. I'm just curious to know what you meant by that.
Sure. Have you seen the Oz?
I have seen the Oz. Yes.
I'm about to say, bro. Like that was a movie. That was
It's not called the Oz. It was called the Wiz.
The Wiz. Yeah, the Wiz. No, the Oz is a show on HBO. Yeah, the Wiz. My bad. Shout out. My fault. My black card just got questioned real quick. But no, I think the path goes to OKC this year, personally.
Well, it's going to be a little tougher for Dallas because Hunter just reported in a super chat that D Live is expected to miss 2 to 3 months with a foot fracture via Shams.
Mm-hmm. They got to stay in the play-in.
You think with Gafford they're going to be in the play-in still?
I'm not.
Daniel Gafford not having a great year, so it's
and he on the trade block too, by the way.
I wouldn't be
not
surprised.
anymore.
He played well against Charlotte though, but like I don't know. He's not having the greatest of years, and now you're gonna have to get the Dwight Powell minutes because now Derek Lively's out. They gonna stay in the play-in. Like if they stay in the play-in, they're hopefully for the playoffs they'll be all right. But right now they're what, like 3 games.
Hey, don't look now because we only half the game behind them.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna lie.
The West is very congested. So like you lose a big player for as long as Dallas are missing big players, you can drop out and it's gonna be tough. So.
Mars, could you imagine pulling a fully healthy Mavericks team in the first round after a plan? That would be?
What if like for Houston? Or just in general?
Well, anybody, but I guess Houston, let's say they're the 2 seed.
Yeah, you wouldn't want to see Dallas in the first round. Like, it feels like that's the thing in the West. It feels like you fight so hard
to get to the top,
and then you end up just playing like a major contender in the first round. It's just that would annoy me. But
all right, y'all, let's go ahead and get into it. In case you didn't hear yesterday, there was a trade, and the trade didn't involve any names specifically, but it involved a lot of implications. The trade involved the Phoenix Suns and the Utah Jazz, with the Phoenix Suns trading their 2031 unprotected first-round pick to the Utah Jazz for 3 first-round picks, a 2025, 27, and a 2029 pick. Mm-hmm. And the thing about it is the Suns now have not only tripled their amount of first-round picks for this year, but they also have the ability to trade those picks immediately. And also on top of that, the Heat have had some productive conversations with teams. I'm assuming one of those teams is the Phoenix Suns on a potential Jimmy Butler trade for this week. And as if that isn't enough, well, Bradley Beal has now said that he's willing to waive his no trade clause to go to the Milwaukee Bucks. And if that isn't enough
to win
play in Wisconsin
and win,
win what?
The NBA championship
with replacing him with Chris Middleton with Bradley Beal.
Yes. Stop it, Swiper. That is deadly.
And whatever makes them, because Chris Middleton's not making $50 million, so whatever matches financially.
Well, they're a second apron team anyway. They can't even combine contracts.
They're trying to trade Pat Connaughton right now to get under the second apron.
Yeah.
Remember that's what was,
and they can do that fairly easily.
Yeah, so they need a team to take Pat Connaughton's salary so they can get under the second apron, so they can
Bradley Beal and Dame Lillard backcourt. So who's going to be at the 3 then?
We're gonna put Giannis at the 3, which is his original position. We're gonna put Portis at the 4, and we're gonna put.
If they start Bobby Portis, they're unserious.
Traded.
They're putting Torian Prince at the 3. They're putting Torian.
Yeah, we'll put Torian Prince at the 3.
Torian Prince, Ajax,
and Jackson too, right?
Yeah.
Yo,
maybe if y'all Jackson for the defense.
If y'all act like Bradley Beal alongside of Damian Lillard and Giannis isn't scary,
it's not.
Y'all got it. Hey,
It's
y'all got it. I promise you, y'all got it.
You don't even believe that. You don't even think they'll beat the Pacers.
Y'all got it.
You're a hella guy. You don't think they'll beat the Pacers.
Instead of Gary Trent, what?
Instead of Gary Trent.
Instead of Gary Trent.
So who's at the 3?
Andre Jackson. Talked about that, Swiper.
Andre Jackson.
Instead of Andre Jackson,
Giannis,
Bradley Beal.
Brook Lopez, Bradley Beal, and
Gary Trent would be a part of this trade.
Pacers and 6.
I know you're replacing Bradley Beal with Gary Trent.
Guarantees Bradley Beal starts, but like that's a whole.
He doesn't gotta start if he's playing Gary Trent's minutes.
Chill.
If I'm the Bucks,
we are jumping for joy.
6.
Okay. That's fire. That's fire from Milwaukee. I like that.
In case y'all don't know, the Milwaukee Bucks, after y'all came and talked all that shit about us for that 2-8 start, we now have climbed from the deep, dark depths of the East, and we're now the 4th seed. Woo! Y'all didn't see this coming.
Ron,
Yes,
we did.
The Pacers not beating Milwaukee with Bradley Beal.
What are you talking about? That's like the worst matchup in the East for. What are you yapping about?
The Pacers are not beating Milwaukee with Bradley Beal.
Let's have a conversation. Let's do it. Let's put some money on it. Let's put some money on it. What you want to put on?
You always saying that, and then when it's time to put some money up,
you said no. We already did it. We already did it. No. Remember what? No. Chill. Remember what Ox said? He said that the Nuggets aren't making the playoffs, and I bet him a weak PC check for it.
That's not what I said.
That's what you bet. You said they're going to be in the play-in. You said they'll be in the play-in, and I bet you. Chill. Back me up.
That's not what I said. Don't back that up. I said the Clippers will be a higher seed than the Nuggets.
Can't back that up.
Oh, okay. So okay, we'll do that one. We'll do that one. So you owe me a week's check.
No, we already did that one.
You owe me a week's check.
$100.
Oh man.
So since we on that,
I know you're good for it, Ox. I know you're good for it.
Ron, you keep talking about we talked all of that nonsense when you started.
You guys did.
Like, yes, we did. And I am the one who said to you, to your face, Ron, because it was between the Milwaukee Bucks and Philly. Which one did I say? This team is not that bad, and it's not going to stay that way. Which one did I say?
But
I said it was the Milwaukee Bucks.
Okay.
I had you guys at the 4th seed before the season started. Where were you guys at presently?
We're not talking about when the season started. Before the season started, we're talking about when they went 2-8. When the Bucks were the 3rd worst team in the East.
100%. And I said that this
Milwaukee
Bucks
team
is not
now. Come on, Ron.
Ron, they're in the Eastern
3 weeks of you guys, a month of you guys, the comment section too. All of you guys. What's wrong with your Bucks? Ron, what's wrong with Damian Lillard and
Mars, Ox, chill. You know wrong longer than I have. I've only heard him dig up Tyrese Halliburton, and the Pacers look great, and he's not saying a word.
I'm with Ron on this one, Swipe.
Oh, you're with Ron. Of course you're with Ron. I know why.
I know why. Y'all were dragging me, Giannis, and the Milwaukee Bucks through the mud.
Sucked at that time, Ron.
This what I was trying to tell you the other day, Swipe. You're my brother, and I love you, but don't ever go against the family again.
No, I don't care. I don't care. This little duo, this little thing 1 and thing 2 thing. I don't care about nothing about that. I'll bet both of y'all.
Because
both of y'all.
No, Swipe, because I hate when y'all do that. You act like, oh, well, you're a fan of this guy, so you gotta go with this team. No, that's not true. You got to be realistic.
The Pacers have looked better over the last month. Have you? You haven't even said nothing, Ron.
We're talking about with Bradley Beal.
Lie, Ron.
The Pacers have not looked better than the Bucks over this last month. What? The Bucks are absolutely. I mean, the Pacers are rolling too. They both have climbed. They both have climbed. But
Swiper just went to I'mRight.com.
Yeah, I am right. 100% right. I'm pulling this up right now.
He's so excited.
I'm pulling this up right now.
Yo, this better be.
I'm giving the Pacers their flowers too.
No, you said they haven't been better. You lied. You lied again. Of course, Ron. Of course, Ron's lying again. We all know that's what he likes to do. Loves to lie. Loves to lie. Loves to lie. Guess who? Yeah. Guess who's been playing defense as of late? Guess who's been sitting in it as of late? Pascal Siakam, Miles Turner. That's who. Benny. They coming. You ain't saying nothing about Tyrese Halliburton. He's been playing well last 2 months. Here's Ron been silent. He's been silent. He's been silent. Nothing to say. Tyrese Halliburton been playing great. Nothing to say because he ain't a real fan. He a BBL fan. He only there when it's fake. But it's not real. Go ahead.
They're the 5th seed. Indiana's the 5th seed.
Where are
they're playing the Milwaukee Bucks, and they're going to get cooked. They're getting cooked. They can't guard a soul. A soul.
I don't know. Milwaukee's defense hasn't been with Andre Jackson on the perimeter.
Pick and roll. Ron.
It's been better.
Pick and roll.
Hang
What
on.
you doing with Hallie?
You actually have
Hang on.
somebody.
Are you saying Milwaukee can't defend?
They ain't defending them. They're not defending the Pacers. I'm talking about that
You actually
matchup. They're
have
not defending the
somebody-
Have you
Pacers.
seen what they've done to opposing
Sure, yeah,
stars
great. They're
the
not
last
defending
few
the Pacers. They're not defending the Pacers. Nope.
Oh,
they're not
Lord.
defending the Pacers. No, absolutely. Spread them out.
Cool.
Spread them out.
Had
But bring old Brooke Lopez up here. I'm good.
one of the better. Well,
Yeah, I'll take
One of the better
Milwaukee.
what? One of the better what, Chill?
one of the better rim protectors in the game. That's who he is. Yes, one of the better rim protectors in the game.
So
That's
Brook
who
Lopez isn't a good defender.
One
now?
hundred percent. He's one of the better. He's still one of the better rim
you,
protectors.
you
He's
watch
got
the
some
Denver
years on
Nuggets,
his
you
life.
might not know
Yes,
what
he
a
does.
rim protector
No, he
is.
is, Chill. That's what
Yes,
when did
he's
Brook
not to me, but
Lopez
he's
all of a
definitely
sudden?
he's still one of the better rim protectors in the game.
You
That's a
got to
fact.
just come up here and say
And
nobody.
I don't want to,
defense.
and I don't want to get off
I'm
the fact.
spacing them out.
I don't want to get off the fact that I said before the season started that the Milwaukee Bucks, they had a chance off the strength that they had Giannis. I did not like their defense, and I still think that they're fool's gold. But I didn't think that they were 2-8 at the bottom of the Eastern Conference bad. No, I did not think that, and I still don't think that. That's why they are where they are right now. 100%. That's why they are where they are right now.
Hey, who's had a better defense last 10 games, Ron? Between the Patriots and the Bucks?
I don't know. I don't
Probably
look
the
at net ratings
Pacers.
and all of that.
Probably the Pacers.
I don't know.
Who have
But-
they played?
Yeah, that was my next
Oh,
question.
man, that's crazy.
Who have they been going?
The
against?
Celtics played the Raptors and lost. So who have they played don't mean nothing to me.
The
Who have they
Celtics,
played
are
don't
playing
mean nothing to me.
the Celtics are playing terribly, and they shot terribly in that game, and they've been shooting
They
terribly.
just went into Golden State and beat them by 50.
But
not
let's be for real. Let's be for real. If I know you're talking about the Celtics and the Raptors, if the Celtics and the Raptors played a 7-game series, you would take the Celtics, and you would bet every penny.
No, Penn, I'm with you. I'm with you, Penn.
No, you're not with me.
I am with you. I'm taking the Raptors. We from Canada.
I wouldn't take the Raptors.
We ain't real then. I
You
don't know what to tell you.
stupid?
You're not loyal. Like, I don't know what to take you.
Okay, I'm not loyal because I don't want to lose money. Okay, cool.
Scotty Barnes, the second best player in that series?
Is Scotty the second best player in that series?
You think he better?
Is
than
Scotty
Jaylen
the
Brown?
best player in that series?
No, I'm doing
That's a
second.
better
He's not going to say
question.
Tatum. He's going to say, is he the second best player in that series?
Easy.
Okay, so they don't have a chance? Oh, got you.
No, because the third, fourth, fifth, sixth best players in that series all wear
Oh,
wear
that's
Boston.
interesting. That's interesting. With Baji in that series? Money?
Yo,
I know you're not bringing Ochai Abaji into Drew Holiday
Yes,
conversation,
yes.
so you're not even serious. You know,
Yes,
like
yes, you know that.
like sometimes I think Swiper, you just become a character, and then you become a caricature, and then
Dick's
you
not getting
fall
off in that series?
Who?
Grady Dick.
Grady is no, he's not getting off nothing.
He was in most improved conversation to start the year off. I wonder what happened. Scotty needed to pass the ball more. Next super chat, Ron.
well, the next thing I do want
Have
to
you
talk
ever
about
listened to
is
somebody go on an
See-
extended rant about players they objectively do not watch and don't know jack shit about? Scotty, not
Jimmy
passing
Butler
Grady.
is
Yes,
still
I
trolling
heard
us.
You say Cade wasn't a good mid-range shooter a year ago. Yes.
That is true. And I admitted afterwards that I hadn't watched Cade in over a month and he had turned his mid-range shooting around. And now I admit that he's a very good mid-range shooter. Congratulations to Cade.
Yes.
Jimmy Butler is still trolling us. He wore these shoes in the game last night. These are obviously the Phoenix Suns colors. He's been doing this the whole time, but obviously, in light of everything that happened, maybe Jimmy is onto something.
I'm so over that dude. I just am, Ron. I am. I'm over as much as Jimmy Butler has helped the Miami Heat and as good as he's been for them over the last 5 years. I'm just ready to end this thing. I am. I'm ready to end this thing, and I'm ready for him to move on. I'm good on Jimmy Butler. This thing, it's a trend with him. It's not a trend. Let me rephrase that. It's a pattern with him everywhere he goes. It happened in Chicago. It happened in Minnesota. It happened in Philadelphia. They didn't just choose Tobias Harris over Jimmy Butler, even though Jimmy Butler is the better player. They may have looked at Jimmy Butler more of a headache than he was worth. Now, there is a team that may look at Jimmy Butler saying he might be able to get us to where we're trying to go in a year, maybe 2 years, and he might be worth that headache in the short term. He might be worth what we're getting in the short term for the headache in the long term. And I think that's what was going on with the Miami Heat, because the term is he's my kind of crazy. That's what he was with the Miami Heat. And he gave them everything that he could, getting to the NBA championship twice, getting to the Eastern Conference championship 3 times. You've gotten everything that you're going to get out of this guy. It's time to move on from him. It is. And I'm over Jimmy Butler. Everything is everybody else's fault. Everything
with Jimmy Butler, when you're dealing with him, you just don't understand me. I'm tired of him, man. I am. I'm tired of buckets. He can go.
Whoever gets him is getting the best player in that deal.
Oh, 100%.
By far. It's going to be the Phoenix Suns. And I think he helps the Phoenix Suns a lot more than Bradley Beal. I think he's a significant upgrade over Bradley Beal. And if Chris Middleton is the other player going out in that deal, I think Miami is just basically trading a real franchise cornerstone who, granted, is not happy right now, is not content right now, but he's the best player in that deal by far. Don't sell me on, buckets versus Bradley Beal. It's splitting hairs. It's not splitting hairs. It's a big difference. It's a big gap. Okay?
I do agree that he's the best player in that deal. But once again, I think as much as he may help that team, Bradley Beal helps the Bucks just as much, if not more.
What?
So, like, look, the Suns can use, I guess, another playmaker, I guess you could say, but they can use a perimeter defender, right? Or just a third option.
That's the best big three in the league. It becomes the best big three in the league. Those are the best three players.
Well, individual players
in the league. Yes.
Yeah, sure. Maybe.
It's not maybe.
It is but just because they're the best big three in the league.
Those are three guys: Devin Booker, Kevin Durant, and there is not as. Can you think of another team that could legitimately tell you that they have three guys who can play like top 20 guys?
But again, though, just because
Brad, Dame, and Giannis.
Bradley is not one of the top 20 players in the league.
Brad, Dame, and Giannis might be a better big three.
Booker's not
regardless of who's the better talent on paper. That's not how teams win. That's not.
No, it isn't.
That literally doesn't matter.
Well, Jimmy Butler is probably one of the most portable players in NBA history.
I agree with that.
Anywhere,
and I think Jimmy helps them a lot. All I said is everything.
I think they would disagree with y'all in Minnesota.
Oh, here's a question: If Milwaukee is so interested in trading for a $50+ million player, why not just trade for Jimmy Butler?
Because they want Bradley Beal.
Well, that's because
I think stupid. Well, Jimmy Butler has already said he doesn't want to go to Memphis or he doesn't want to go to the Bucks.
Cool. He just wants to get paid. That's legit it, right? He wants to get paid. He thinks Matt Ishbia is going to pay him, and he wants to compete. But
wait, Ping, how can the management in Milwaukee be stupid? Didn't they put together a championship roster in what year was that? 2021. They put together a championship roster. This is the GM, the front office that went and got Drew Holiday instead of Eric Bledsoe. This is the GM that drafted Chris Middleton. How can they be stupid? They won a championship in 2021.
Chris Middleton was drafted by Detroit, but
traded.
Well, they got him.
They want to go Chris Middleton.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm saying, how can they be stupid?
Okay, here's the thing.
They put together. They went and got Brooke Lopez. This is the front office that I don't
know if this has ever been said on here, but I'm a bit of a Drew Holiday super fan. I love Drew Holiday. So
you're mad at him because they let Drew go?
I'm not mad at it because they let Drew go.
But they went and got him and got a ring though.
Okay, cool. I'm mad at the disrespect that they showed to Drew Holiday. Look, Jimmy Butler just wants to be respected, and I think with what he's done with the Miami Heat, he deserves it. Okay,
hearing that shit from him, man, that's not true, man. Because they bend over backwards for him in Miami. They bent over backwards for that dude. They did everything that dude wanted them to do, and I'm tired of hearing the logic.
What they do?
Well, except for the exception that they said last summer, they're not going to pay Jimmy Butler.
Right?
Said, Shut up. I'm not paying you. So to be fair,
they didn't really get him a co-star too.
I'm sorry.
They failed. To be fair, Chill, they did fail on the Bradley Beal and Damian Lillard trades, both of them. But
they weren't getting Dame those spots.
So
that was not going to happen.
What did they really get him? What did they get him?
They didn't get Jimmy Butler anything. They got him 2 lottery picks. They got him 2 lottery picks that panned out. So what if Bam would have been a bust, and what if Tyler Hero wouldn't have panned out to be who he is?
They were not.
Obviously, he wasn't chill, but we see lottery picks bust every year. What if these guys wouldn't have panned out? What would they have gotten Jimmy Butler? They didn't go and make any significant moves. I'm not buying Terry Rozier. I'm not buying Goran Dragic. I'm not buying all these undrafted guys that they got. Gabe Vincent and Max Strus happen to work. They happen to be, I guess, Heat culture built those guys up.
No, I'm not buying that logic because why do you think they got Bam? They got Bam to fit the Miami Heat system. Why do you think they got Tyler Hero? Because they developed him in that Miami Heat system. That's why they panned out to what they were.
Ron,
Well,
why can't
to
you
be fair-
why
Did
can't
they
you
get
accept,
him?
Ron? Why can't you accept that Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra know a little bit more than us? Why can't y'all accept that they saw these guys and got them for a reason?
Everybody
Why
drafts a
can't y'all
guy
accept
for a
that?
reason. You're
To
drafting
be fair,
why
someone.
can't
they
you-
also
why
tried to
can't you-
trade
why
Tyler
can't
Hero
you-
Like,
multiple
yeah, we
times,
think this
but they
guy's
Why
gonna be our
couldn't
can't,
next
find
you, why
franchise
can't
player.
y'all? But why can't y'all accept the
And the
fact
Warriors
that
tried to
these guys
trade,
might be
uh,
no-name
Steph
guys
Curry.
to y'all?
Like,
but
No.
they still was
No.
using the
Wait.
gym
What
and
did
building
Chill
the
just
team.
say? What did you
And the
just say, Chill?
Warriors tried to trade Steph Curry. Give me a break.
To be fair, Tyler Hero had one of the worst contracts in the league up until this year, and he also
Steph
didn't play in the
Curry-
playoff run when he
Steph
went to the
Curry had
finals.
bad wheels. So
He broke his wrist. Swipe, he broke his wrist.
What did Gilbert Arenas
No.
say when he got paid by the Washington Wizards?
Swipe, if he
He
didn't
said,
break
"You're
his
not
wrist, they would have
paying me for
spanked
the
y'all."
player I'm gonna be. You paying me for the player I was." Now,
I'm sorry,
I
my
could-
interconnection
I
lagged
could
out. What'd you say?
disagree with that. I could certainly disagree with that. Intellectually, you're paying actually when you sign a contract, you're signing a player for the player that he's going to be. But quality organizations take care of their own because everybody's watching. Everybody's watching. You see what Lonzo Ball said about Steve Ballmer and the Clippers yesterday?
Mhm.
He said, "This is the best away locker room. He really seems to care about the players." That carries. It carries, man. When you as an organization cheap out, every player notices. When you as an organization blast your star player and say, after what he's done in the Miami Heat, he is one of the best players to ever play for the Heat. He's a franchise icon. He's not up there with LeBron, fine. He's not up there with Zoe, fine. He's not up there with D Wade, fine. But he's up there.
Tim Hardaway.
His success, Tim Hardaway, there's a lot of great players that have played for the Miami Heat. Chris Bosh, there's a lot. But what this guy has done, bringing this team to the finals, what he's done with just the quality of players around him, he has carried rosters that are no business being in the finals.
Don't
And
you
you
think
need
that
to
goes both
reward
ways?
that.
And
And
don't you
look,
think that
man,
goes both ways? Don't you
What-
think other franchises see the other stuff that Jimmy does, the interviews, all the other stuff? Don't you think it goes both ways? Like y'all hold GMs, presidents, owners, y'all hold them accountable, but you refuse to hold the player accountable too. Don't you think that other franchises don't want to deal with Jimmy Butler calling their young franchise picks
if
soft
I-
and cuss them out of practice? Don't you
if I
think
ran
that don't you think that
what,
other
was he
people-
wrong
I
though?
wouldn't
Like,
want to.
that's-
I
that's-
wouldn't
that's-
want
wrong, though?
Yeah, but are
Records.
the owners wrong too? Y'all think y'all hold one side accountable and not the
You
other? It
just
goes
told
both
us you
ways.
love dogs and rivalries.
We
and
do,
Jimmy's
It goes
the
both
biggest
but you don't.
definition of
That's
that.
not those two things.
It goes
ain't the
both
same,
ways.
though.
You're on my team. You're on my. I'm talking about
We're not
outwardly,
enemies.
Swipe, but outwardly.
Swiper.
You don't make enemies of kids. You know what I'm saying?
Teammates.
Now,
No,
mind
you
you, I thought Cat was soft too.
So now you can't call your teammates out?
You
Wiggins
can
wasn't
do
soft?
that, Ron, but
What?
you don't do it. You don't do it as a
Hey, chill.
detriment.
Multiple.
No.
How many players as number one options have taken a worse secondary score to the NBA Finals? Multiple NBA Finals. You think in the last 20 years?
Nobody.
Nobody.
Maybe Allen Iverson. That's
Iverson.
it.
No, I
That
said
is it.
multiple finals.
Nobody.
Man,
Nobody.
that
ever.
was Gordon.
Jason
That
Kidd.
first one.
Wait,
That
wait,
first
wait,
time that
wait,
was
wait,
Gordon.
Jason Kidd.
That's your
Gordon.
second option, Goran Dragic?
No, Jimmy
on.
was the second option.
Okay, that's even worse.
Kenyon Martin. Come on now.
What are we
Come on
talking?
now. Richard
I'm
Jefferson,
sick and
come on
tired of
now.
you guys acting like Pat Riley did his job. He did not. He didn't.
Ron,
Look at all. No, chill.
They've been
Look
complaining
at
about
all
Pat
of
Riley
these
for a
teams.
year.
Look
Chill.
at all of these teams. Boston busted moves. Dallas busted moves. The Suns are still trying to bust moves. Lakers busted moves. Clippers are even out here busting moves. Philly
Ron,
busted
Pat
moves.
Riley
Everybody-
did not.
The New
Pat
York
Riley
Knicks
did not-
busted moves.
Pat
Everybody's
Riley
busting
did
moves
not
to
break
compete.
Tyler Hero's wrist. Pat Riley did
The
not.
Cleveland
tear-
Cavaliers
not-
busting moves.
They
Pat
got better
Riley
when
did not.
Tyler Hero went down in that run, by the way.
No. Pat Riley
Indiana
did not
Pacers
tear.
busting
Yo,
Pat
moves.
Riley,
This
Pat
is
Riley did not
history.
tell.
Milwaukee Bucks
Pink.
busting
Hold on, Pink,
moves.
'cause I heard
Even
y'all.
the New
I
Orleans
listen-
Pelicans out
I
here trying to
listen
bust
this
moves.
bullshit from
Pat
y'all. I
Riley,
listen to
Pat Riley
Yo,
ain't
one
lifted his
mic,
old
one
ass
mic,
finger to
one
do
It
nothing.
doesn't matter, bro. Pat Riley did not tear
Cheap
Victor
ass
Oladipo's
old fuck
quad.
want to sign
Pat Riley-
undrafted free agent.
Pat
I'm
Riley
sick of it.
did not tear Victor Oladipo's quad. Pat Riley did not dislocate.
Victor Oladipo does
No,
not move
listen,
the needle.
listen,
I'm sorry, he
listen.
doesn't.
He was
Nor-
moving the
no-
needle until
he-
then. Ron, you're not listening to what I'm saying because Pat
In
Riley
the
did not.
pantheon of free agents, where's Victor
I don't care.
Oladipo?
No, that's because you. That's because you listen.
Where?
You hear names. You hear
I'm
names.
looking at
You
Victor
hear
Oladipo.
names.
I watched the nigga
names.
play. Victor
He was
Oladipo does
cooking.
not
He was
compare.
cooking. What are you
Compared to
talking
who?
about?
Compared to who?
It doesn't matter.
Let's go to his free agent year. Let's go to his free agent year.
We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that until you understand that Pat Riley did not tear Victor Oladipo's squad.
Victor
Pat Riley-
Oladipo
No,
was
Ron,
nothing.
Listen.
I'm listening
Pat
to
Riley-
you.
No,
You're
not.
mentioning Victor
You can't listen. You
Oladipo.
can't listen to Yale too. Pat Riley did not tear Goran Dragic's plantar fascia. Pat Riley did not dislocate Bam Adebayo's shoulder. Pat Riley did not break Tyler Hero's wrist. Pat Riley is not responsible for all of those things happening.
For Jimmy Butler getting injured, neither. Don't leave that part out.
He did.
2021.
Pat Riley did not make Jimmy Butler pull up for that stupid pull-up 3-ball in transition. Pat Riley did not make any of those things happen.
Game 7 of the Eastern Conference Finals. The go-ahead shot.
Swiper.
That was a stupid shot, Swiper.
But
Hang on.
Pat Riley is not responsible for that. On both of those finals runs, they went to the finals, and he did not break Tyler Hero's wrist. They went to the finals, and he did not.
When Tyler
It
Hero
doesn't
got hurt.
Swiper. What I'm saying is, they did it, and Tyler Hero was not there.
But Tyler Hero wouldn't have made a difference, though. They were better when he was off the court.
Says you.
No, I'm telling you. No, because Duncan Robinson. No, I'm telling you what happened. No, hold on. No, chill.
Maybe your third best.
That season, that playoffs,
On top of that, what about this season right now? What about this season right now?
Robinson went crazy. Caleb Martin went crazy.
Tyler Hero is carrying this squad right
this
now.
This team sucks today too. He still haven't got no help. He still ain't got no help.
Jimmy Butler does not lead this team.
Okay, well, guess what? Tyler Hero don't help either.
Good riddance.
Oh my God, y'all!
Jimmy Butler,
the louder you are, the better you.
Good riddance. You can just stop talking. Good riddance. Good riddance. Get out of here, Jimmy. We're done with this bullshit.
No, Jimmy's done with the bullshit.
Both of them done with the bullshit.
You're sitting here capping for billionaires. What are you doing with your life?
You're capping for millionaires. What are you doing with your life? You're capping for millionaires. You're capping for crybaby millionaires. Prima donnas, coffee drinking millionaires.
You calling a dude a crybaby when he played hurt in the finals?
You're a crybaby. That's why you love
Pat Riley do?
You're a crybaby and he's a crybaby too.
What the hell? We're talking about a dude who's worth $9.1 billion.
So what?
Who wants to cheap out? Hang on. History of behavior. Answer me a question. Did the Miami Heat maybe piss off LeBron James and he left? Did that happen?
So?
Yes.
No.
You don't think so? Okay, cool.
I don't think he wanted to leave in the first place, but keep going.
Okay.
You act like if somebody got money,
did D-Wade leave on bad terms? Hang on.
I don't got to give you my money because you asked for it.
Leave on bad terms. When he went to Chicago, did he leave on bad terms?
He did.
Yes, he did. Now is Jimmy Butler going
to
leave on bad terms?
Pat Riley
was also angry at LeBron when he left, by the way.
Everybody is not Udonis Haslem, bro. This Heat culture shit.
The way he handled that, way he handled that Dwayne Wade contract, he regrets that to this day. He's on record.
Man, I just want on record factually that this is, we're still talking about like Tyler Hero and Victor Oladipo. That doesn't change the fact they made 2 great finals run. We're 1 shot away from a 3rd finals run, and they didn't have the requisite help other teams have had.
Let me quote Michael Jordan. Win championships,
because Caleb Martin was the real Eastern Conference Finals MVP.
Yeah, and look at Caleb Martin right now.
Look at that. Y'all say that because y'all Miami. Yeah, because he's not good in Miami.
How many series? For 3 series still. 2 series he had really good series. 2. What do you do in the finals, Phil?
Made Caleb Martin do
what do you do in the finals, Phil?
No, that team was weak and depleted. He had to play.
He wasn't good in the finals.
And he balled out.
One hit wonder.
He sucked in the finals.
That's because
in the finals. Duncan
Bam
Robinson
did not
didn't
suck
get in the
the
finals.
finals.
One hit wonder.
That's
Bam
not
was
true.
getting roasted, and he
Bam
made
did not
50%.
suck in the finals. That's
Bam
not
had a
true.
50% true
That is
shooting in
not
the finals.
true.
He could've made a
That's not
jumper.
Hang on.
awful, nigga.
Y'all
Bro.
only know names. Y'all only know
Make a
names. Y'all
jumper.
don't know. Y'all don't know ball. Y'all only know names.
Yo,
That's the
mute
problem with
this
2-3.
dude.
Oh, I never mute yourself. I can mute you.
You're hyping up
Y'all-
Victor
y'all only-
Oladipo and
Yeah, I'm hyping up
Caleb
Victor
Martin
And Caleb
and Gordon
Martin. And
and
Goran
Goran
Yeah,
Dragic.
It's
yeah,
incredible
and
how
Goran Dragic.
It's
Of course I
really
am.
like,
Okay,
Of course
bro.
I am.
on. What?
First and
No,
foremost,
then that's the
Chill,
problem, Ron.
please.
See, that's my point. Chill. That's what I was just telling him. Y'all are stuck on names.
They are.
It's only
Okay,
names.
well, give me
Oh, he
another
was-
give me
was-
another
he
roster
was
it was
the
comparable to.
I asked
Give
you
me
a
another
question, Chill. You
championship
couldn't
roster.
answer it.
Please give me another championship
Chill,
roster.
you couldn't answer the question. You couldn't answer it.
He wasn't the
What-
first
Can I
round
get
draft
another
pick.
championship
If
roster it was
the
comparable
team that's
to?
gone to the
I never
finals
heard of
with a
this
worse
guy.
second option,
I never
multiple
heard of
finals,
this
the
guy.
worst second
He's
option in the Miami Heat in the last 25 years.
I want
Name one team.
another championship roster
I only know names. I
with
can't believe this
undrafted
shit
guys,
so
second
y'all.
round picks, Tyler
What
Hero,
does that have
number
to do? Who
13
cares?
pick,
Who cares?
number 14
Who
pick.
cares about
Give me
that?
no, it's clearly a
name, Chill.
trend. Like you're
Because like I said, why can't
give me
admit
another roster,
Why
please.
can't we admit? Ron, I'm not gonna do that.
It's an anomaly. That's what I'm trying to say. You don't see this happen.
It's not an
You do not
anomaly.
see this
Y'all
happen.
You can't admit you guys are not comfortable understanding that clearly Pat Riley and Eric Spoelstra know a little bit more about basketball than we do, and they don't. Yeah, it's a fact. Chill. It's obvious.
So does every GM in the NBA. What does that mean?
I ain't talking about what you're talking about.
Y'all not trying to get.
Ron is trying to sell me with a weaker roster.
You
Drew
don't
Holiday was the
understand
19th pick
that
in the
they
first
clearly
round.
seen
Not only was
something.
Drew Holiday the 19th pick in the first round, Giannis, you didn't know he was going to be that damn good.
Wait, what are you talking about?
You didn't know he was going to be that good.
You talking about
but
the
he was.
2021 season?
I'm not finished. You asking me to put together a roster? Let's do it. Okay, so the Milwaukee Bucks. Drew Holiday was the 19th pick in the first round.
Yeah, but
It's like,
hold on,
damn,
Chill. You can't use Drew Holiday, and this is why.
think he
Because
was
Drew
the
Holiday
17th
already became an all-star and was already that.
And
They
Bam
got Drew Holiday
Adebayo
years
was
later.
arguably
They
the
didn't
best
draft Drew
defense-
Holiday. They got Drew Holiday years later
Why
when
are
he
we
was
comparing the
established as a
21
player.
Bucks?
And Bam Adebayo was.
They went to
arguably the
one
best defensive
finals.
player
I said multiple
and
finals.
Bam Adebayo was arguably the best defensive player in the game. That was going on. That was a conversation at that time.
Yeah.
Drew Holiday, not Drew Holiday. I'm sorry. Tyler Hero had developed into arguably the best rotation player in the game, and then he became a starter. With him becoming a starter, now he's one of the better two guards in the game. He was developing. The Miami Heat were developing this team into a championship level.
What does
team
that got to
was
do with the
going on.
Bucks? Can you give me why you're bringing the Bucks up in 21?
The reason why I'm bringing the Bucks up is because Ron brought up first round picks. He brought up Tyler Hero.
Oh, first round picks. That's not my argument.
He brought up Tyler Hero. Giannis was the number 14 pick in the first round. He brought up Bam Adebayo. Drew Holiday was the 18th pick in the first round. He brought up who else did he?
Why are we bringing the first round picks, Ron? That ain't got nothing to do with nothing.
No, I said with late first round picks, second round picks, and undrafted guys.
I'm glad you brought that up because Chris Middleton was a second round pick who was traded for.
Okay.
And that they developed.
Keep going with Brook Lopez. What was
right? Brook Lopez was a first round pick, and they developed that Milwaukee Bucks team that they built. They developed that team into a championship level team. Ron, you're gonna.
You know what the difference is, Chill?
Ron,
you know
what's that got to do with the Heat?
Do you know what the difference is, Chill?
Hold on. To be fair, Chill. They beat the Chicago Bulls. Wait, hold on. Who did they beat in the first round that year? 21. Who did they beat in the first round that year? That could the Bulls for next year. Who did they beat in the first round?
You talking about the
Miami? They beat
Miami. No Jimmy Butler hurt. The Nets got crippled. They got beat by 40 in that series. They never would have got past that series if they were healthy. And then they played the Atlanta Hawks in the Eastern Conference Finals. So you're bringing up an anomaly year, number one, and they made one finals run. That's what it is.
Well, no,
That's
it was no fluke about that.
You know the problem with y'all three. I'm gonna tell you like this: if you were in a blizzard, you would freeze to death if somebody didn't give you a designer coat.
I'm from Colorado. I grew up in the snow.
I don't care where you're from. I don't care
where you're from. It don't make no sense. You from the suburbs. You got 7 coats in your house. You got 7 coats in your house. I was walking outside. I had a jacket when I walked outside, and I was still warm. And I was still warm. And there's something in here you ain't got. That's what between me and you.
What I'm saying is, Swiper, y'all are so stuck on big names and name brand shit that if somebody gave you a a coat that wasn't designer,
My best
y'all
player
not
from the
gonna
second
wear
round.
it.
My
Y'all
best
not
player
gonna wear
ever
it.
got drafted in the second round. That makes no sense.
Wearing it. Nope.
Exactly. If it's not designer, you don't think it's gonna
I'm
keep
from
you
Colorado.
Y'all
I didn't
don't
have a
got no
starter jacket growing up. So what does that got to do with anything? Bring up a better example.
You, Swiper,
I grew up in the
you,
snow.
Ron, are going to
Clearly.
actually sit there like we haven't seen teams trade for stars and it hasn't worked out. We've seen that more than once, more than twice.
And we've seen it
Meanwhile-
work more than
meanwhile-
once, more than
okay,
twice.
And you know what else we've seen? You know what else we've seen, Ron? We've seen teams build it from the bottom to the top. What the Miami Heat were doing.
They did
when
not
got-
build it from the
they-
bottom to the top,
they
Chill. That's what I'm trying to
100%
say.
did that. They
Chill,
were awful.
this is what
They
this is
were
what you're trying to
awful.
sell me because you just gave me
They
the
were
bull. You just gave me the whole Bucks thing, right? Did you not factor in that Giannis was in what, year 8? Chris Middleton was in what, year 8, 9?
Don't go
Drew
to
Holiday
rocks.
was a seasoned veteran. Brooke Lopez was a seasoned veteran. Tyler Hero was in year 2, or I think year 1 or 2. Bam Adebayo was in year 3. Are you expected for your second and third best players, or third and fourth, whatever you want to say, key components of your team?
And they handled the Bucks. They
in year
handled the
2
Bucks.
or 3 to carry you to a championship? It's a difference.
Turn the
Chill.
other way
That's
so I
all
can
I'm
see the price
saying.
tag.
It is a difference, Ron.
Well,
But
once
when you
70.
get to the NBA Finals
Yeah,
with
those are
that
expensive.
collection of talent,
That's
when
nice
you
one.
get to the NBA Finals with that collection of talent, what you do is you build on it, which is what they did. Tyler Hero, Bam Adebayo, them dudes
Chill,
they come
but
back and
they
they're
beat
better.
the Celtics
How
and
did
the
they
Bucks were
build on
the
it?
they beat favorites. The Bucks were the and this is
Chill, they
what I
got
mean.
worse.
Hold on, Ron. This is
No,
what I
I'm
mean about
looking
you,
at both
Chill.
rosters.
Chill. Sometimes your arguments get conflated. The Bucks were the favorite in the East as the number 1 seed, and that's what. And they dog walked them 4-1, and then they beat the
Giannis
Bucks
got
when they
hurt.
were the
Giannis
favorite
turned his
again.
ankle. Giannis
The
turned his
favorite
ankle.
again
He got
in
hurt.
the bubble. Beat the brakes off of them, and
Yeah,
then got to the
Giannis got
NBA
hurt.
Finals.
Giannis got hurt that year.
And what were the Miami Heat those 2 years?
Because
They
just
were the
so-
5th
just-
seed
just
one
so-
year, and they were the
Giannis
7th
got hurt
seed
which
another
year?
year.
You talking about 23?
You know, in 20, he got hurt. He got hurt in the bubble. He got hurt.
You got
Because-
hurt in both of them. No.
And then Milwaukee ends up sweeping them the next season.
So do you think if
Because
Giannis
of
is
the
healthy,
Jimmy
they don't
was
beat
hurt
them?
in
Do
that
you think if
year,
Giannis is
so-
healthy,
Yep.
they don't beat them?
I think it's a better series if he doesn't roll his ankle. I don't
I'm
think
about to
so.
say you're about to argue against yourself if you're saying if the Bucks were healthy, they would have beat the Heat, which would have made the point in the first place that he doesn't
That's
have
not
enough
what I
help.
was saying. No, that's not what I was saying. But the
So
point
that-
that I was making to Ron is the crew that they put together. That crew that they put together, because Pat Riley is who he is, and he builds units. They were building that unit based on what they had with Bam getting him in the draft, Tyler Hero getting him in the draft, and when they got Jimmy Butler, because they had already moved away from Dwayne Wade. When they got Jimmy Butler, he was the vet and the star player that they were building around. So now you have Jimmy Butler. Now you have Bam Adebayo, arguably the best defensive player in the game, who was also almost a 20-10 guy. You got one of the better scoring guards in Tyler Hero.
Who?
We're building with this
In the playoffs?
and it was working.
When?
was
What
working.
year?
I'm sorry, when they went to the NBA Finals and when they lost in the
it
Eastern
did
Conference
work in
Championship,
1920.
and then
It
when
did
they
work.
and then
But
when they
chill.
went to the NBA Finals again in 22, it was in 23.
23?
I'm sorry. It was working.
Hero wasn't there, and Hero, you self-admit Tyler Hero's not a top 15 guard in the league at this point in time. You self-admit. Is Tyler Hero a top 15 guard in the league in 2023?
I mean, he is now.
2023.
No, I didn't talk about now. I said 2023. Chill. Be honest.
In 2023, is there 15 guards better than Tyler Hero? I would have to go over that. I'm not
Go over it.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not.
What? Well,
When we talk about 15 guards,
yeah.
And so
okay.
there's 6
2023,
guards in the all-star team in both conferences.
Okay,
Jamal
sure.
Murray didn't make the all-star game there. You don't think he's better than Jamal at 23, obviously. That's
Okay, I got
13
that
right
part.
there.
Okay, that part I won't argue. That part I will not argue. But you can't sit there and tell me that with this dude, even though what the numbers tell me, with this dude
The
off that
numbers,
roster, right,
Every
the
time you
numbers.
bring up your favorite player versus another favorite player, you always go to the numbers. Why are you doing this right now?
That is
Don't
not
do
true.
that.
I
Don't do that right. Numbers
That's not true.
matter.
I think
Numbers
that's-
matter.
Numbers do matter, but I have a difficult time believing that when Tyler Hero is on that Miami Heat team that went to the NBA Finals in 23, that they're
Why was
not
their
a better
defense elite?
team.
Was it
They're
because?
not a
Was it
better
because of?
team.
Why was their defense elite that year?
Because they
Was
had
it
they had arguably the best defensive player in the game in Bam Adebayo.
Bam and Butler.
That's why.
Bam
that's
and
why.
Butler.
Okay.
Bam and Butler.
Okay. So
Who else was a positive defender on the roster?
Bam and Butler was a positive defender.
Who else?
How many teams do we have that are great defensive teams that have a bunch of positive defenders on the crew? How
The
many?
Celtics.
The Celtics had Jason Tatum.
Keep
The
going.
Celtics had Jaylen Brown,
Keep going.
and they won the NBA championship. The
No.
Miami Heat.
What did you stop?
They won the NBA championship. What's so funny? And they won the NBA championship with those positive defenders.
Why did you stop at those two names?
Okay, hang on.
Keep going.
Over the last,
so Kristaps Porzingis,
Yes.
Kristaps Porzingis, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, Drew Holiday, Hauser,
Al Horford,
Peyton
Derek White.
Pritchard.
How many names did you just name? 6?
Okay, sure. And they won the NBA championship.
Yes.
Meanwhile, because your stance is that this team they only had 2 positive defenders, and they got to the NBA championship with that.
Why? I'm saying though that's because of
And one of the
Spo and
main
his
reasons
scheme.
why they got
So
to the NBA
not
championship-
only could you not give Jimmy Butler an elite defensive cast, they didn't even have an elite offensive cast. And let me tell you the difference that year, Chill. They were a bottom 3-point shooting team in the regular season in 23, and then in the NBA playoff, they were the best 3-point shooting team in the playoffs. That's why they beat the Bucks. Duncan Robinson, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, had damn near 100% true shooting in the first round versus the Milwaukee Bucks.
He
couldn't miss.
He got hot.
Couldn't
Yes, he did.
miss.
Yes, he
And then
did.
Jimmy Butler, what did he do? I own you. 56 points on Giannis's top. That's what happened. And then the game winner. In game 4? Was that game 4? The game winner that he had himself.
Okay, so don't great players do that though? Yes or no?
Okay,
Don't
so
great
I'm
players-
saying
is he
now.
being treated like a great player,
But-
Chill?
but-
Is he being treated like a great player when he's getting blasted by his general manager, president, whatever Pat Riley is? This dude has played 64 playoff games over the last 4 years, from 2019 to 2023.
Damn.
Okay, 64 playoff games. He's averaged nearly 25 points per game and has been one of his team's 2 best defenders. He is the single biggest reason by far that they made 2 finals runs.
Over there
He is the
carrying
single biggest
over there
reason by
carrying
far.
them bums.
So
And
what
I'm
I'm
not
saying
arguing
is loyalty not a thing? Okay, because what I want to see from a franchise that has gotten discounts from a lot of players is I want to see that investment returned. Okay, because I'm not sitting here capping for billionaires to slander millionaires. I'm always going to be player first. I'm going to lean player first when it comes to this stuff. And this is player's choice. This is not GM's choice. It's not president's choice. It's player's choice. Okay, so if we're on PC, we gotta talk about the players in this situation. Miami Heat got a discount from Dwayne Wade multiple times. What'd they do to him?
Starting in 2010, $16.5 million a year.
Mm-hmm. Hey,
He was on a bum knee.
Let's stay
No,
right
that's
where
not
we
why.
are,
That's
man.
not why. That's not why. Don't lie, Ox. He did it because Chris Bosh and LeBron also got $16.5 million deals.
You
Keep
got
going.
Hey, he wanted to win.
Keep going, Penn. Keep
Got
going.
to pay to play.
But you
Keep going,
got to take care of your legacy dudes.
Maybe if Jimmy Butler took a discount like that, so
And
maybe
hang on,
we
he want all the money.
Clear about
He took a
something.
discount.
Goran
Discount for
Dragic,
Tyler Hero.
Goran Dragic was an
You want all-
all-star. Okay, Goran Dragic was a very, very good player. You may not rate him on the same level as Drew Holidays and whatever, but he was a very, very good player who has started for pretty much every single team in the league when he was at his prime. This is a dude that picked up his player option and then he got traded to Toronto and then got subsequently waived. He wanted to be in Miami, but they moved him. Why? They wanted to get Kyle Lowry, an aging Kyle Lowry that the Raptors did not want to pay. Kyle Lowry did not work out in Miami. I think he was all right, but he wasn't worth $30+ million. Now they got Terry Rozier. That hasn't worked out. Duncan Robinson. That hasn't worked out. Victor Oladipo. There was some mention about Victor Oladipo. Oh, Pat Riley didn't break his whatever. Yo, he was washed 3 years before he got to Miami. That was a flyer that did not work. Okay, his best years were behind him.
Don't be right.
And you know what? I'm
I'm
gonna be honest. You have to hold an organization accountable. And what I'm saying is, not only has this organization done a poor job of surrounding one of the top 10 players in the league over the last 5 years.
Sure.
Bet money. One of the top 10 players. He may not be respected as such.
Top 10.
He may not be talked as such, but he is one of the top 10 players in the league over the last 5 years in terms of cumulative success. We're talking analytics, we're talking stats, we're talking, team success, what he's done for that organization. He has embodied Heat culture. But I hear Heat culture getting all the credit for all the Heat success. I hear Pat Riley, Eric Spoelstra. Yo, can we talk about the fact that this dude is like a legit superstar for the last 5 years? That he has carried this team, that he's put up huge playoff performances, that he's one of the rare stars in the league that is a two-way star, even into his mid-30s.
So
This is
since
a
you brought
dude
that,
who deserves
Is he
respect.
not getting paid like
No,
one?
he
now, wait a minute.
He got paid like one, but
now,
you know
wait a
what?
minute.
I don't
What's
hear a
the
lot.
problem?
I don't hear a lot of owners or general managers, presidents who have received massively positive return on investment for their players coming out and saying, "Well, we're not going to pay him, and you know, if he wants to talk, if he
But
wants
Penn,
to whatever."
that's the
That's
idea, though. Here,
disrespectful.
no,
That's
Why would
disrespectful.
I pay you more?
My rebuttal to that, Penn, is I invested in him in the 2019-2020 season when I paid him a 5-year deal. And
You paid him what you had to pay him. He wasn't coming for less.
I paid him, right, and I invested in him.
Did he deliver?
What
Did he
I
pay?
get? Yes, 100%. So
when
now
you go to the store and you buy milk, and then the milk is sour, you return it. But if the milk is damn good
has
milk,
Pat
and you
Riley
got
done
extra
his job,
banana for
Chill,
free,
since he's missed on every major trade he's attempted to make in the last several years?
That's where my
I'm
issue is.
asking
Why
you.
do
I'm
y'all
asking
and why do y'all keep acting like Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo are just sitting there watching Jimmy Butler cook?
No,
And they're just,
I have been the one that
man,
said
they're
Bam might be
just-
the best defender in the league, but I'm also saying like
so why, so
I
y'all
also
act
no
like,
Ox.
y'all act like these dudes
I
not doing
also
their job,
referenced.
bro.
I also asked the question. No one's been able to answer. I still think there's still it's a very particular situation that he's been in to be able to carry this franchise to almost 3 NBA finals since 2020.
Not almost 3, it was just 2.
Yeah, almost 3. It would have been 3 if you made a game winner. It would have been 3 if you made a game winner. It would have been 3 if you made a game winner.
That's a lot of playoff revenue.
What other star has been able to
Damn
drag
that playoff revenue.
Okay,
I paid you what you signed for, and that's
you
it.
stumped me on that. What other star has been able to do that? But we paid you to do your job. And you did your job over the last 5 years.
He did not just do his job.
35 years old.
Yes, he did. That's it.
Because while he was doing that, Bradley Beal wasn't doing his job. And
Bradley Beal not on the
just as much money
team.
as he was.
Bradley Beal not on the team. That don't got nothing to do. That don't got nothing to do with Jimmy Butler. That don't got nothing to do with Jimmy Butler.
I need you to do your job. That's why you signed
What is
him.
what is an employer's?
5 years. This is what we got. Why the hell do I have to pay you 4 more extra years?
You don't. That's bad
money.
business. That's bad business.
Fellas, I gotta step in because we gotta get to
do
these
bad
super
business
chats.
to make employees feel better. That's crazy.
I do think
as
that
the team,
I know
my
who the big
job
corporate guys are in this space.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah.
Buddies, fellas, I'm sorry.
My job as
we
an
gotta-
owner.
Hey, thing two. Be quiet. Be quiet. Go ahead.
My job as an owner is to make sure that you have a safe work environment. You're not getting harassed. You're not getting assaulted, and I'm paying you what you work for. That's my job. Pat Riley fulfilled his obligations. Jimmy Butler fulfilled his obligations. If Jimmy Butler is allowed to get up on TV and being a crybaby, then Pat Riley
So he got suspended 7 games, more than a fight for crying in the media.
Okay, all right. We'll pick this back up tomorrow.
I argue Chill in Indianapolis. He's a big corporate guy. He's a big government guy, and then that guy over there is a big corporate guy too. Know who you stand with, y'all.
I do want to let you guys know that I stand with PrizePicks, where you can run your game, control your game, and win your game. All you have to do is download the app and use promo code PANEL. You will get $50 back instantly when you play just 5. Also, we will be on playback tonight watching the Cleveland Cavaliers against the Houston Rockets, 2 of the top 5 teams in the NBA record-wise. So this should be a good clash of a good offense versus a good defense. A good shooting guard, Donovan Mitchell, versus the better shooting guard, Jalen Green. And so we'll get a chance to watch this matchup. Also, Player's Choice will be in San Francisco for the All-Star Weekend. If you guys are going to be there, hit us up on Instagram, hit us up individually, but we would like to kick it with y'all and watch the All-Star game with y'all. Outside of that, we got super chats, fellas. Let's go ahead and make it happen. Teddy Hart sent through the first super chat. He said, Gil's Arena talked about this. Miami isn't as attractive a destination as it should be due to its quote-unquote culture and how the front office handles business. Outside of the Heatles era, what stars have they ever signed? It's all drafts/trades for a reason.
100%. Pat Riley is well known as one of the hardest people to play for in the NBA. 100%.
Why? Because he demands accountability and he's prima donnas can't handle it?
No.
At the Buzzer Sports said, Hoop Talk Pod today. I got Mars working overtime.
Maybe that's why I'm load managing here. Who knows?
Makes sense. Makes sense. All right, well, Styles Blackman said this is the same stupid thinking that ruined Grant Hill's career. Trying to play injured when he shouldn't have to prove people wrong.
100%.
Well, he shouldn't have did that.
Worth
Now they shoot
Living
you.
said he's a grown man. He can pick which one he wants. The doctors give suggestions. Talking
Yeah,
about
you
his
can.
business.
True, but it's still something clearly better for you in the long run.
He got to look out for
Players
himself.
need to be
I'll be
protected from
so
themselves.
tired of people.
100%.
That's a fact.
It's like concussion. Player play through concussions in the NFL all the time if they could. That's why they had to put the third party in place to make sure that if you have a concussion, you will not go on the field.
Exactly.
DSG Piccolo said maybe the NBA should schedule the game in Denver as the first game of the season and hope that man could play. I don't know why they can. I don't know what they can do to make it happen.
I 100% said this already over a year ago. It should be the opening night slate, if not the week of. So open on a Tuesday. Whoever plays on a Wednesday, next game on a Thursday, it should be game 2, 100%. But Embiid didn't play to start the year off, so that was
I was
not.
gonna say
Still wouldn't happen this year.
Injured in preseason.
Yeah, then they would have said he ducked Jokic because he played in the Olympics. That's what they would have said.
Yeah, and then he had the Superman power. It was LeBron, Steph Curry, Durant, and then Embiid in the fourth quarter versus Jokic down the stretch of that game. It's crazy.
CJ became a YouTube member today. Shout out to CJ.
Shout out
Just
to CJ Stroud.
say Eli sent through an empty super chat, but nice hairline, bro. Fint Jones said Phantom of the Flopra. One night only in Denver. Canceled? F out of here. Rivals night would have been cool in a different timeline.
One night only. Hey, you know who is a one night only star Ox that is late as crap to every single one of their gigs?
Who?
Lauren Hill.
Oh yeah, well, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm talking about 2, 3.
I would never go to a Lauryn Hill concert. I wouldn't go for free. I'm not sitting around waiting for nobody.
I'll wait for her.
Javi said, "What do y'all think of the new Victor Wembanyama on the Miami Heat?"
Oh, Khalil Ware. He's really good.
He's all right. He's good.
Check out the Heat. Still building through the draft. Good guys over there. Lee Mack said, "Dub panel, appreciate your hard work, fellas, and great content."
Yeah, shout out.
You're working very hard.
Sonny Barnes became a YouTube member. Big shout out to Sonny Barnes. And Carlos Hernandez is still sending through super chats. Today he had to say, y'all think JT did that on purpose after what B. Jennings said?
Did what? The Okongwu tussle?
Maybe.
I literally have no clue what he's talking about.
I think Jason Tatum's still finding himself a little bit, and I do think he does let the noise get to him because I think it's so much noise that he doesn't know what to do with it sometimes.
Yeah, I think you should probably just ignore Brandon Jennings and don't worry.
He even addressed it on like social media captions, like, on Instagram. Like,
Yeah.
Who's Brandon Jennings to you, bro?
Shit to us, but to me, Brandon Jennings was that dude. But
no,
still,
I know, but to
doesn't
Tatum,
mean,
yeah.
yeah,
Right.
it doesn't mean that he should still be paying attention to
Right.
what Brandon Jennings got to say.
Void Century said, Miami has more success in the last 20 years than 95% of the league. And you talking about us like we're incompetent. Meanwhile, we got teams like Charlotte walking around.
How many teams in the last 20 years, Mars, have been to the finals at least twice?
Speak on that.
The Lakers,
Hey,
obviously,
look-
Boston, the Warriors, the Spurs.
Cleveland.
Last 20 years is 04 and 05 in the last 20 years. The Pistons.
Yes.
But
That's 6.
Hang on. You got to consider that
Dallas
free
now. Dallas have not made it
agency.
twice.
7.
Free agency. I mean, Dwayne Wade and LeBron James were on
3
record
times
saying
Dallas.
we weren't
Cleveland.
going to Cleveland and we weren't going to Toronto. So we're going to Miami. Okay. No tax situation has
think that's
nothing to do with Pat Riley and Mickey Arelson. That's Florida. That's state tax. Okay. South Beach, they didn't build South Beach.
But you'll give old boy up there in Toronto all the credit for what they did up there. But Pat Riley don't get no credit.
They
That was
deserve credit
different.
because this.
Yeah, I
is not-
know,
this is
bro.
not a
That was
free agent-
different though.
Yo,
I feel-
Detroit, hey, LeBron James and Chris Bosh and Jimmy Butler
Oh.
chose to go to Miami. Oh, by the way, you know the biggest signings in Raptors history?
only because
Hedo
of
Turkoglu
what?
and DeMar Carroll. Okay, so let's not compare apples and oranges here.
Because of
Okay?
what?
No, look, the Los Angeles
one thing
Lakers,
is
the
cold as
Miami
hell up here.
Heat
Chill, I'm
teams,
finna come to
God.
they
Miami
get
too.
free agents. Okay,
So
That's the truth.
you pick and choose when you want to give credit to the millionaires and billionaires, but when I bring it up for them, I'm
Ox,
capping
now
for
come on,
billionaires.
Ox.
That's
The
okay.
reason
I would not
people-
come on, Swiper. No, I
Ox,
would
hold
not.
on. Let me.
I would
This
not.
is for you. No, this is for you. Now we both know. Say, Ox, you're in your prime. You're 29 years old. You're a free agent. Baddies and beaches in LA for $60 million a year. Come on now, bro.
Toronto's a hell of a city. Just 'cause
Toronto
it's
got
no
him too.
cold.
Now, Pin, I will say,
everybody
if I was
don't
a
duck
single
cold,
man in the
Swiper.
NBA and y'all had a chance to win him,
Swiper, there's a lot of people that enjoy cold weather. Everybody
Cold
thinks
weather.
everybody just wants Swiper.
it's
Everybody
like
thinks
negative 500.
Hold
no,
on,
I know,
hold
but
on.
I'm cool
Everybody,
with that. I can deal with it.
everybody thinks that everybody's a beach bum. Everybody wants to be around fat asses and beaches. Everybody's not like that. All right,
Toronto
You know what I'm
women
saying?
are
That's not
That's
like
majorly
that.
underrated.
French,
Toronto
African,
has a lot of everything up
stateside.
there. So let's not act like Toronto's
Yeah,
not,
but you
not
got
a dope
Colombians, Dominicans.
city. They in Toronto
You
too,
know,
Ron.
You can't go wrong.
Yo, you
San-
ask most
San
NBA
Pink
players.
Bunnies.
Come
You
on.
ask most NBA players.
I'm not asking
Toronto
nobody
in the
nothing.
summer,
They're
coming.
Thank
They're
you.
coming.
So why
I'm
you
agreeing
saying
to
that,
you.
Pin?
I'm agreeing
Yeah,
with
yeah,
you.
for sure.
So what all I'm saying is how come
But
you pick and
you're
choose
still
when
gonna
you
get
want to
taxed
give the
up the ass.
GM credit?
No, you're still getting taxed. You're still in the cold, and you're still
Why
not in
do
America.
people sign with the Lakers?
Because it's a legacy franchise. You want to
San
play in
Pink
LA.
Bunnies.
You ain't never seen California taxes?
California taxes are
So
on par with
don't pick and choose when you
California
want to use the
taxes are on par with
with
with Toronto taxes, but
you gave this dude all the credit for trading for Kawhi Leonard.
New York.
You want to give Rob
and LA
Pelinka
have
and
the
mixed
biggest
Kupchak
market.
credit for Luau Deng and
You know what playing in LA does for your
I
personal
just want a
brand. You know
little,
what
I just
playing
want a
with the
little
Lakers does for
consistency,
your personal
Swiper. That's
brand?
all I'm asking for.
no,
is a
I'm not
little
giving the
consistency.
ownership in LA nothing. They got LeBron
I just
James.
want
He
a
saved
little.
that
I just want a
franchise.
little consistency.
LeBron wanted to be in LA. That's why they saved. That's why they got saved. Go ahead.
All right, y'all. SimWest34 said, "What are you guys' thoughts on Levine on the Bucks or Beal?" We talked about Bill a little bit. What are you guys' thoughts with Levine on the Bucks? Also, with Butler to the Suns and Chris to the Heat, where do you guys project the Bucks with Levine?
I would rather
the
Levine
Bucks does
go.
Levine thing come from? Is that just made up? Is that wishful thinking?
Yes,
I suppose.
because Chicago is not giving Milwaukee Zach Levine. They're not doing that.
Why not?
Same reason why they wouldn't give him Alex Caruso.
Because
No.
Bradley Beal said he's only going to Milwaukee. Where's Bradley Beal going in all of this? Bradley Beal holds up the trade. Bradley Beal goes where he wants.
We
Like,
talked
it's-
about that three firsts for one first trade for like half a second, and it's unfortunate because I think that it is really important to realize.
Well, you
that
got us
just
on Kobe SGA narrative, so we had to move.
for
you-
sure.
everyone's been
That's
wrong
my
with
bad.
it.
That's my bad. Unfortunately, you know, that conversation was taken a little bit out of context. I was talking about the doggedness, but apparently we're going to talk about analytics for 20 minutes. My point is those three picks are very not valuable.
Pot calling a kettle
Those
black.
no. I'm not calling anybody black.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is those three picks are not very good. They're not very valuable. They are the least favorable of three pretty good teams or 2.5 pretty good teams. And it's most likely this year that pick's going to be 30th. So it's basically a second rounder. So all they did was they took a slice of pizza and they sliced it two ways. That's all it is. That's the perfect comparison. That's what they did. But what this allows them to do is that's going to allow them to actually trade a little bit to somebody, a little bit to somebody else. You can't part out that 1/30-31 pick, but you can part out these three picks. It's unfortunate because I think they lost this deal.
Well, I don't know. We don't got time to get into it, but thank you for breaking that down, Ben. MP13. Only reason I said that is because two of the picks are Utah's involved in it too, so they might get Utah.
But it's the worst of
it's the least
three
favorable.
picks.
Oh,
So the least
man.
favorable of I can't remember. It was Cleveland,
Merry Christmas.
Sacramento,
Cleveland,
Fellas.
Minnesota. Cleveland, Minnesota.
Tomorrow.
Cleveland, Minnesota. So
All right, chill.
you're banking the best that pick is going to be, given where we think Cleveland is going to be for the next 4 or 5 years. The best is going to be is 25th. That's the best it's going to be. So it's going to be 25th to 30th every single year.
Damn.
And your pick, unprotected 30-31, with where you're headed, could be a top 5 pick. So, I mean, we don't know, but drafts are getting deeper and deeper. We don't know if the next Michael Jordan is coming out in 2031 and you just signed that away. It's a short.
I mean, well, here's the thing though, Pin. If it goes to the Heat, who knows? They've done a shit ton with undrafted guys. So if you give them a first round pick, you know, they'll probably turn it into a
I agree
hero.
with you. I agree
Bam,
with you.
Khalil
I agree.
Ware.
I mean, Those
Heat culture,
those are all top 15 picks, but good thinking.
MP13 said, Jaime Jaquez. MP13 said, why y'all arguing about mid-ass Jimmy Butler? It doesn't matter where he's going. His out.
He's out in the first round, no matter where he realistically goes.
Damn.
Okay, cool. I just want, you know what? I want Jimmy to have his victory lap, man. I think this guy gets criminally underrated. I never hear him talked about in those top player conversations. I never see him get gassed up like Kawhi. I never see him get gassed up like LeBron. He belongs in those, maybe not LeBron, but he belongs in that superstar tier conversation. And I'm not seeing him getting that love. I'm sorry, man. Like I want him to have an NBA championship run right now. I want him to be happy. I want him to get paid. He deserves it.
Easy MB became a YouTube member. Shout out to Easy. And then Medved sent through another super chat. He said, hard to develop grit, determination, rivalries when you are making millions of dollars, live in mansions, have fine ass maids, personal chefs,
Wine wasn't in there.
That's just
and celeb
massages.
That's
I like
crazy.
I like how
Diddy
he's
parties.
adding stuff. That's nice. Diddy parties.
That's
Okay.
that's crazy though, Ron. Like, then compete with other people in mentions. If you're a competitor, you're going to be a competitor no matter what.
Mhm.
Like, no matter what, you're going to be a competitor. Don't you think that rich dudes have rivalries against each other?
For sure.
If you're soft, you're just soft. Oh, it's just what it is.
Young money lose money though for a reason, though, my bro.
School him, Swiper.
Yeah, I mean that's a fact, but that doesn't mean you're not a rival. That doesn't mean you still you're not a competitor. You could be bad with money and still be a competitor. It doesn't matter.
If I'm in a lot of dudes in the NBA, like 40% of the population, they make 15. If they make 15 plus, they're there for the bread, like all the benefits.
What I'm saying,
are y'all here for the benefits,
it
or are you
doesn't
guys
matter.
gonna like the video?
If you're a competitor, you're going to be a competitor no matter how much money you have in your pocket.
Chat, are you guys just here to mooch off of us, or are you gonna help us by liking the video?
We try to always make it seem like money is a bad thing. Money is evil. Money will make you this way. Money will make you soft. Like, that's not true.
Money is the amplifier.
Money is
the
the root of all kinds of sin for a reason, my bro.
That's what they say. That's what they say.
No,
I mean, that's what they say. But that's just not
this
true.
is the wrong. This is the wrong mentality. When you say
That's just
money
not
is
true.
evil,
Money is a good
money is
thing,
inherently
bro.
not evil. Money is inherently not
There's
evil.
nothing wrong with getting money, bro.
Money is inherently not evil. That's not what the context is.
There is nothing wrong with getting money.
It's
there's
people
nothing
and
wrong
what
with getting
happens when
money.
they
Money
have
is the
money.
great amplifier. Whatever you already are, money is going to make you more of that.
100%.
If you're already generous, money is going to make you more generous. If you are a selfish ass motherfucker, if you just want to take,
a lot of people are very
more
selfish.
like that.
Yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Money is a great amplifier because it removes consequence. It removes a lot of consequence. So if you're abusive, you're going to become more abusive, right? So that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, y'all. Former Admiral Kuzan became a YouTube member today. Shout out to the former Admiral. I also got a super chat from Fent Jones. Fent said, pin and swipe up move me on a Jimmy conversation. 64 playoff games is wild. Take the superstar signings out and rate Pat's tenure in Miami. Dub nerds.
Pat's all right, but I'm not gonna.
LeBron wanted to go there because of Wade. I mean, his biggest victory was getting Wade at 3. I mean, that changed the future of the franchise.
I mean, let's be real. Pat Riley has a cachet to him. You know, he has a legacy in this league. He's very well respected as a coach, as an executive. And this is not me throwing him under the bus. He deserves a lot of love for what he's done. He's done well. They found undrafted guys better than most. They've developed. They've held, players accountable, but they've also made a ton of mistakes. And not finding a superstar level player like, Damian Lillard to pair with Jimmy Butler, depending on, what was available, what was going out, whatever, Tyler Hero, future first, whatever that it took to get it done. Obviously, they fumbled the bag. They didn't get it done. And, Jimmy has a right to say, hey, where's my help?
Moving along, One Havoc 27 said, thoughts on the Cavs possibly getting Cam Johnson? And does that make them better as a team? Levert/Tyson and a pick for Cam Johnson.
I think that makes them better. Yes.
Levert's been great this year, though. Let's not sleep on that. It's been phenomenal.
Yes.
Next super chat we got is from Kofifi Dotar?
Kofifi is a word that Donald
Just
Trump made up.
don't say the word though.
We'll get demonetized.
You can say the word online. You don't get flagged for saying the word. But Kofifi is a made up word.
No, not that word. The other.
No,
word.
I know what word you're referencing. Yeah.
Well, this person said Elon Musk is a Nazi, spelled like Yahtzee, but all right. Cujo has been a member for a month. Cujo said D Live out for 2 to 3 months. Yikes. Get better soon.
That's tough.
Medved with another super chat. He said Shea didn't make it past the quarterfinals at the Olympics for Canada, surrounded with NBA stars. He's lucky to be surrounded by star players in OKC.
This is one of our community members. Let me say something to you, Medved. Stars? What stars? Dylan Brooks is a star. Kelly Olynyk's a star. RJ Barrett's a star. What stars? What are we doing here? Look at the other teams, man.
They lost to France, right?
Sure.
Who did Victor have on that team?
Stars.
Bilal.
Stars.
Not Killian Hayes, unfortunately.
Bilal Koulibaly.
Oh, I'm saying
Canada
Canada underperformed for sure, but I mean, I don't think you can hold that against Shea. Shea was by far the best player. I think it's guys like Jamal Murray weren't stinking up the bed.
Yeah.
They might have been all right.
Well,
Jamal Murray
that's
from that
Leicester.
then to now clearly hurt.
Jamal Murray was awful.
What, last night or in the Olympics?
Just
no,
in
in
general.
the Olympics.
His whole life.
His whole life.
No, he's not his whole life. No, for the Olympics, he was terrible. Like he really
29%
struggled.
from field and 14% from three.
Honestly,
Anyway,
now,
next super chat. We're gonna get lost. We're gonna get lost.
Low key, I really hope that the team that I really wanted to trade for Jimmy Butler was actually Denver. That would be great.
Finn Jones said Luka and Booker is real. Trey in New York is real. The LA teams, Pacers / Bucks, Nuggets versus Wolves, OKC and Spurs have incredible potential for a storyline. It's a solid rivalries. I like them. I like them all. MP13 says, does high altitude affect arthritic joints?
It can. You can feel everything in your joints the higher up you get.
Ray Star said, I still can't believe my team employs Jew Randall.
Tier A star, better than Victor Wembanyama.
Hit 44 said, Philly is over. Embiid. What can we get for him?
That's what I've been saying all year.
Whatever matches the salary, and then you attach a pick to him.
Come on now. You're still going to get multiple firsts if you trade Joel Embiid. Probably 4 or 5 firsts.
Well, the only teams that would make sense to trade for Joel would be contenders, and teams that are contenders just don't have many assets to give up that would keep them.
Why wouldn't a middle of the pack team like Indiana trade for Joel Embiid? Contenders are not.
It would ruin everything they're trying to build.
Okay.
MP13,
What if the Thunder did it and he stayed healthy?
I mean, they're a team that could load manage him. Just play him once every 2 months.
They could give up Isaiah Hartenstein to Chet and have him beat.
Yo, y'all don't talk like that.
They have the picks. They have the picks.
I would pick them. I would pick them every
and
year.
I think they can. And I think they don't even have to match the salary. Like
maybe he needs to change the scenery. Like maybe he does need to change the scenery where he needs to go and be somebody's second fiddle. And I know that sounds crazy because he's probably a top 5 player when he's healthy. But if he could go and be second fiddle to a Luka in Dallas or potentially SGA
second fiddle.
Morris, even like Houston, if I'm y'all,
sure.
like
I'm good.
So you know how like on PrizePicks you could do the demon picks.
I'm good.
That would be like a demon trade I would make.
Aren't you
I'm
Embiid
for
FC?
sure Embiid FC, but I'm also understanding that the guy can't play basketball.
Okay, so trade Fred VanVleet, Cam Whitmore, and a couple firsts. How is that not making you better?
That's why I said salary filler, and you said I was wrong. And then now Fred VanVleet is exactly that. Salary
Fred
filler.
VanVleet. He's more than salary filler.
No, the hell he's not. Anyway, okay.
MP13 said, are the Clippers in Boston not a better game to watch on playback? The people need to see an actual superstar small forward in Kawhi.
Kawhi's not playing, so unless you want to see him in street clothes, I guess.
Damn.
Is Zoo playing?
I don't know.
That's a big deal. If he's not playing, they're cooked.
I know Kawhi and someone else is out. I don't know if it's Zoo or not. It might be Zoo.
Well, MP13, if Kawhi's not playing, you won't catch me there. Mark sent through a super chat, said, who can the Rockets beat in a 7-game series? Mars, go.
That they're likely to see. I think they could beat the Lakers. I think they could beat the Kings. I'm not saying they would. I think they can. I think they could beat the Timberwolves. I think they could beat the Clippers. And unrealistically, because they won't see each other in the first round, I think they could beat the Grizzlies. I think they have no shot against Dallas, Denver, or OKC.
All right. Nick Dims said, we traded Dante for washed Serge Ibaka. Sucks to suck. MP13 said, Joel should just retire if all of this stuff is true.
He needs a year off of basketball, unfortunately. And they just don't have the time to do that. But
that's not a bad idea, really.
Yeah, get your $50 million, man.
Bills Mafia said the Bucks are 2-0 against the Pacers this year, by the way.
The Suns swept the Wolves last year,
by the way.
At the Buzzer Sports said Scotty had my guy on lock last night.
Yes, he did.
The Magic is spiraling, by the way. Just putting out there.
The Magic are spiraling.
Yeah.
They need their best player back.
They're going through an injury crisis.
You talking about Jalen Suggs? No, I'm just kidding. No, honestly, this is a team that has been able to withstand an injury to just about everybody. I think we have finally found the player that they cannot win without, and that's Jalen Suggs. They won without Paolo. They won without Franz. They won without all these guys. They cannot win without Jalen Suggs.
I really do believe he's a crucial part of that team.
I think he's really good, man. I think guys like Suggs, Trey Murphy, guys like this, Herb Jones, they somewhat get underrated because we're not very good at quantifying defense, and the analytics just haven't caught up to a point where we can just definitively say, okay, this defensive EPM, etc. Also, our eyes are just kind of trained to watch the ball a little bit more when we're watching the game, so we don't see what Jalen Suggs does defensively. I think he's so underrated. I think he's the heart of that team.
Yeah, but also outside of defense, just energy, contagiousness, things like that. And
no, absolutely. I have seen that dude turn around an entire game with 2 plays. That's underrated. It's really underrated. When you start to struggle, the Magic last night, just for anyone who didn't watch that game, they went 8 minutes without a field goal. Between the first quarter and the second quarter, they couldn't score for 8 minutes. They only got free throws. 8 minutes.
I'll turn that game off after the first quarter and came back in like the third quarter and y'all was up. And I was like, what the hell?
Yeah. Well, that's exactly what happens. Bruce Brown happened, Scotty Barnes happened, Kelly Olynyk happened. That's what happened, But unfortunately for the Magic, they couldn't buy a shot. They shot 29% from 3. The Raptors shot 52% from 3. That's going to happen. You're going to blow a team out. But what I'm saying is, like, that's exactly when, that 8 minutes, that's exactly when Jalen Suggs would have got a turn. He would have gotten a technical foul, or he would have dove at somebody's ankles, or he would have, tried to start a fight or something. You know what I mean? Like, he shakes you out of those moments. Like, he'll rough up a dude, strip him, and go down. Like, he just makes those big plays. Like, he's just a winner. Like, he's a winner. 100%.
Shout out Anthony Black too. He was looking nice last night.
Yeah,
Unlimited Z said no team should trade for Beal. No trade clause.
Huh? Okay.
Kareem NYK 2001 said OKC plus 19 with Shea on the court versus Kobe plus 11 at his best. Keep cooking. Kareem, keep cooking. RKN XT Door
next door
said, Swiper, how you feel about JD?
Real killer next door. First off, Jaden Daniels having the best rookie season wire to wire ever. Jaden Daniels can legitimately beat the Eagles next week. He's that good. He was top 5. He's going to be a top 5 MVP candidate in year 1, Mars. He was ranked EPA's advanced stats at the top 3 to 5 quarterback. That's a rookie this year. He is truly exceptional. The Commanders are in the NFC Championship for the first time in 30 years, basically. Jaden Daniels is the real deal.
But it seems like I was the only one who believed in him. I told y'all before it happened, like, don't be surprised when they go up to Detroit and knock them off. It's on Twitter. I got the receipts. Everybody like, oh, no way, they can't do that. And look what happened. See, y'all don't know football. I know football.
if he somehow makes this Super Bowl, man,
I tried to tell y'all before it happened. Like, be ready for that. And nobody wanted to believe me.
Mo said Ron is mad. Harden clears his boyfriend Russ. Go. All right, Swiper. Shut up, Mo. Bent Jones said Nuggets versus Wolves got ruined with the NY trade, though. Mike Valley Productions said SGA and Jimmy Buckets. How y'all like that? You like it?
Great.
Mm.
I don't think they need him though.
They Love Hezzy said no Westbrook for dog mentality. MJ and Kobe approved.
No, Westbrook had dog. A lot of dog.
I'm seeing you eye to eye. I'm seeing that. And last but not least, Mo said Ron got cooked by Harden. Remember that. Guess we'll never know, y'all. But we will be back tomorrow to talk about the best players under 21 ever. So y'all pull up tomorrow. Before you pull up tomorrow, though, pull up tonight. Catch us on playback, and we'll catch y'all soon.